Salute. Y'all already know what it is. It's tough. Stino, please make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe.
It's the law.
All right.
Now the law states that I have to read it to you. Please don't think I am insulting your intelligence by reading to you. I know you can read for yourself, but the law states that I have to read it and you all have to read it at the same time. Okay? That is your copy. Feel free to write on it. I have the official copy here that will go back with you to the jury room. I cannot write on this copy, but feel free to make any notes that you'd like to make.
So what's going on? So this trial?
I have to make that I see that need to be made will be made on the official copy. Okay. State of Tennessee versus Justin Johnson. Members of the jury. The evidence in this case has been completed, and it is now my duty to instruct you as to the law. After I instruct you as to the law, the state and the defense may present their closing arguments. The law applicable to this case is stated in these instructions, and it is your duty to carefully consider all of them. The order in which these instructions are given is no indication of their relative importance. You should not single out any one or more of them to the exclusion of another or others, but should consider each one in light of and in harmony with the others. Duties of the court and the jury. The law makes it the duty of the court to charge the jury the law relative to the case on trial, and the duty of the jury to carefully consider all of the evidence delivered to them in the trial and under the law given them by the court. Render their verdicts with absolute
quick-ass trial, bro. It's open and shut.
No sympathy or prejudice.
It's been 4 days, nigga. This is the speediest trial.
You can have no prejudice or sympathy or allow anything but the law and the evidence to have any influence upon your verdict. You must render your verdicts with absolute fairness and impartiality.
Bro, this is it, bro. That nigga about to get the D penalty pulled. Hey, yo.
The indictment in this case is the formal written accusation charging the defendant with the crimes. It is not evidence against the defendant and does not create any inference of guilt. Statements and rulings of the court. At times during the trial, I have ruled upon the admissibility of evidence. You must not concern yourself with these rulings. Neither by such rulings, these instructions, nor any other remarks which I have made do I mean to indicate any opinion as to the facts or as to what your verdicts should be.
She telling them niggas how to deliberate, so how to come up with the verdict. So move everybody up. Hit that like button when you come in, man. Hit that like button on your way in. We about to get closing arguments today. The defense rests.
Any statements were made by the attorneys in this trial at any time that you believe are not supported by the evidence, you should disregard them. Along these lines, the opening and closing arguments of the attorneys are likewise not evidence. You must base your decision in this case on the evidence that was actually presented in this court, not on the statements of attorneys. Furthermore, the questions the lawyers ask the witnesses are not evidence. You should not think that something is true just because one of the lawyers asks questions that assume or suggest that it is true.
The lady from the cookie store, maybe, you know what I'm saying?
You are the exclusive judges of the facts in this
case. This nigga ain't have no alibi.
Also, you are the exclusive judges of the
ain't
law.
No bitches coming to try to lie for this nigga? Like, nah, he was with me. That
you
was
should
somebody
apply
else.
the law to the facts in deciding this case. You should consider all of the evidence in light of your own observations and experiences in life.
Yeah, when you got a mountain of evidence,
presumption of innocence.
Yo, bro,
the law presumes that the defendant is innocent of the charges against him. This presumption remains with the defendant throughout every stage of the trial and is not overcome unless all the evidence in the case you are convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant is guilty.
Like, or just enough hair,
the state has the burden of proving the guilt of the defendant beyond a reasonable doubt, and this burden never shifts but remains on the state throughout the trial of the case. The defendant is not required to
This
prove
is a
his
non-shape
innocence.
up compliant
The state
individual
must
right
have
here,
proven
bro.
beyond a reasonable doubt
I just see
all of
white
the
cheddar
elements of the
popcorn.
crime
You know what I'm saying?
charged,
Like, that's just
and that
like
it was
how I
committed
feel
before the
when I see
finding
things
and
like this. I
returning
just
of
feel
the
like eating a
indictment in
bunch
this
of
case.
white cheddar popcorn.
Reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt is that doubt engendered by an investigation of all the proof in the case and an inability after such investigation to let the mind rest easily as to the certainty of guilt. Absolute certainty of guilt is not demanded by the law to convict of any criminal charge, but moral certainty is required. And this certainty is required as to every element necessary to constitute the offense. Crimes charged and pleaded.
Discord, man.
The first count of the indictment charges the
comment
offense of
on what
conspiracy
y'all
to
seen
commit
so
first
far as
degree
far as the
murder.
case is concerned.
Embraced and included
open up
within
the
the
Discord.
offense are the lesser included offenses: facilitation to wit, conspiracy to
So if
commit
y'all got
first
the link
degree
to the
murder.
Discord, y'all could go to where it says call
The
in.
second count of the indictment charges the offense of first degree murder. Embraced and included within the offense are the lesser included offenses of second degree murder, facilitation to wit, first degree murder, facilitation to wit, second degree murder, voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, facilitation to wit, voluntary manslaughter, facilitation to wit, aggravated assault, simple assault, facilitation to wit, simple assault. The third count of the indictment charges the offense convicted felon in possession of a firearm.
Damn, he was
The court
already
will
a
not
felon?
explain to you the law applicable to count 1 in this indictment. Conspiracy to commit first degree murder. Any person who conspires to commit an offense is guilty of a crime. For you to find the defendant guilty of conspiracy to commit first degree murder, the state must have proven beyond a reasonable doubt the existence of the following essential elements: that the defendant entered into an agreement with one or more people to commit the offense of first degree murder. It is not necessary that the object of the agreement be attained, and that each of the parties to the conspiracy had the intent to commit the offense of first degree murder, and that each party acting for the purpose of promoting or facilitating the commission of the offense of first degree murder agreed that one or more of them would engage in conduct which constitutes the offense of first degree murder, and that one of the parties to the conspiracy committed an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. An overt act is an act done by one of the parties to carry out the intent of the conspiracy.
Salute the F-Tank for that cash app. Y'all make sure that y'all hit that cash app or hit that super chat.
Intent means that a person acts intentionally when it is the person's
matter of
conscious
fact, I'm about to get that
objective or
YouTube
desire to
premium
cause the
right now
death
just
of
'cause
the
I did
alleged
that.
victim.
On my
Conspiracy is a continuing course of conduct which terminates when the objectives of the conspiracy are completed, or the agreement that they be completed is abandoned by the person and by those with whom the person conspires. The objectives of the conspiracy include, but are not limited to, escape from the offense, distribution of the proceeds of the offense, and measures other than silence for concealing the crime or obstructing justice in relation to it. Abandonment of a conspiracy is presumed if neither the person nor anyone with whom the person conspired does any overt act in pursuance of the conspiracy during the applicable period of limitation. If an individual abandons the agreement, the conspiracy is terminated as to that person only if and when the those with whom the person conspired of the abandonment, or the person informs law enforcement authorities of the existence of the conspiracy and of the person's participation therein. However, mere presence is not sufficient to support a conviction.
Can one of y'all pin that link for me, bro?
Facilitation to wit, conspiracy to commit first degree murder. Any person who commits the offense of facilitation to wit, conspiracy to commit first degree murder is guilty of a crime. For you to find the defendant guilty of this offense, the state must have proven beyond a reasonable doubt the existence of the following essential elements: that the defendant knew that another person intended to commit the specific offense of conspiracy to commit first degree murder, but did not have the intent to promote or assist the commission of the offense, or to benefit
salute.
in the proceeds or
I see y'all
results
in the
of the
Discord,
offense.
man.
And that the defendant furnish substantial assistance to that person in the commission of the conspiracy, and that the defendant furnish such assistance knowingly. Conspiracy to commit first-degree murder has been defined on page 4. Knowingly means that a person acts knowingly with respect to the conduct or to circumstances surrounding the conduct when the person is aware of the nature of the conduct or the circumstances or that the circumstances exist.
The point where I can take my
A
money
person
out.
acts knowingly with respect to a result of the
Y'all
person's
gotta hit that
conduct
super
when
chat,
the person
man,
is
alright?
aware that the conduct is
Salute,
reasonably
salute,
certain
F-Tank,
to
man. I
cause the
appreciate you,
result.
big fella.
The requirement of knowingly is also established if it is shown that the
Now,
defendant
do
acted
y'all think
intentionally.
that they prove without a reasonable
Intent
doubt
means that a person acts intentionally with respect to
that
the nature
Justin
of the
Johnson
conduct
committed these
or to a
crimes?
result
Do
of the
y'all
conduct
believe
when
without
it is the
a
person's conscious
reasonable doubt
objective or
that he was
desire
the
to
man
engage
behind
in
the mask?
conduct or
Now,
cause the result.
understand.
The court will now
Understand,
explain to you the
he
law
had a mask
applicable
on.
in count 2 in
The
this
only thing
indictment.
is, they got him and
First
the
degree
car
murder.
and the other
Any person who
nigga
commits
without
the
the
offense of
mask
first-degree
before
murder is
and after
guilty
the
of the
crimes,
crime.
champ.
For you to find a defendant guilty of
It's
this
kinda
offense,
tough,
the
bro.
state must have proven beyond a reasonable doubt the existence of the following essential elements. That the defendant unlawfully killed the alleged victim, Adolph Thornton Jr., and the defendant acted intentionally. A person acts intentionally when it is the person's conscious objective or desire to cause the death of the alleged victim, Adolph Thornton Jr., and that the
Another
killing
thing,
was
bro,
premeditated.
if you fighting the case, you gotta take that
Is
stand,
one
bro.
done after the exercise of
You gotta
reflection
take the
and
stand,
judgment.
bro. I'm taking the stand. I'm
Premeditation
lying,
means that
all
the
that,
intent
bro.
to kill
Nah, bro, these
must have
niggas
been
lying
formed
on
prior
me.
to the
That
act
shit wasn't
itself.
me.
It is not
Well,
necessary
is
that
that
the
you?
purpose to kill
Nah, bro, that's
pre-exists
not
in
me,
the
bro.
mind
I'm
of the
telling
accused
y'all,
for
bro. It's
any
niggas that look like me out here, bro.
definite
That's not me.
period of time. The mental
Nigga
state
did
of the
not take the
accused at
fucking
the time
stand.
he allegedly decided to kill must be carefully considered
done.
in order to determine
He's
whether
cooked.
the accused was sufficiently free from excitement and passion as to be capable of premeditation. If the design to kill was formed with premeditation, it is immaterial that the accused may have been in a state of passion or excitement when the design was carried into
Potential
effect.
Grounds LLC says we
Furthermore,
have been having the same
premeditation
problems
can be
with drug
found if
dealers
the decision to
laundering
kill
dirty money
is
through
first
hip hop and
formed
killing
during the
rivals
heat of
doing
passion,
the
but the
same
accused commits the
thing.
act
Yo,
after
you
the
wanna know
passion
what?
has
It's
subsided.
both ways though.
Second
That
degree
shit
murder.
work both ways, bro.
Any person who commits
I'm not
second
gonna
degree
lie.
murder is guilty
It's
of a
niggas
crime.
that
For you to find a defendant
that
guilty of this
get the
offense,
money through
the
the
state must
music
have proven
first
beyond a
and then want to
reasonable
become
doubt
big
the
drug
existence of
dealers,
the
bro.
following
The
essential
problem is
elements.
not
That the defendant unlawfully
It's
killed
not
the alleged victim, Adolph Thornton Jr.
the washing the money and
And
the
that
rivals
the
and shit.
defendant
The
acted
thing is,
knowingly.
we have such
Knowingly means
a
that person acts
disgusting-
with an awareness that his
oh.
conduct is reasonably certain to cause the death of the alleged victim. Requirement of
We
knowingly
have
is
such-
also
we have
established
such
if it
a
is shown
disgusting
that the defendant acted intentionally.
need or want
Intentionally means that a person
to
acts
we
intentionally
really want to
when
be
it is
drug
the
dealers,
person's
bro. Like
conscious
niggas
objective or desire to
fantasize
cause
about
the
that
death
shit.
of the alleged victim.
As soon as
The
niggas
distinction
get money, the
between
first thing
voluntary
niggas do is
manslaughter
what?
and second-degree murder is that
Buy
voluntary
a
manslaughter
pack,
requires
champ.
that the killer
Buy a
be
pack,
from a
champ.
state of
I got
passion
packs for the hood now,
by
champ. I'm
adequate
worth
provocation
$1.8
from the
million.
alleged victim
I got
sufficient
packs
to
for the
lead a
hood,
reasonable
bro.
person to act in an irrational manner.
This is what niggas be doing, bro. Like niggas could stay away from it if they wanted to, bro.
Any
You know what I'm
person who
saying?
commits the offense of facilitating
Niggas could stay away from it. Now, I don't know if any of this shit got anything to do with drugs. I don't know if Dolph was selling drugs or not. I'm not here to say that. But we do have a very nasty fantasization. We fantasize. We idolize drug dealers, bro. And that's just what that is, bro. We do that. You know what I'm saying?
That
We
the
do that.
defendant knew that another person intended to commit a specific offense
Back
of
to,
first-degree murder, but did not have the
white
intent
cheddar
to promote
popcorn, champ.
or assist the commission of the offense or to benefit in the proceeds or results of the offense.
sometimes taking a stand makes you fall into certain traps and sealing your fate. Bro, this son, the nigga fate sealed, bro.
Substantial assistance to that person
Nigga fate
in
sealed,
the commission of the first-degree murder, and that the defendant
He might as well have
assistance
took the
knowingly.
stand, bro.
First-degree
I'm
murder has
sorry,
been
bro.
defined
I'm not fighting the case and not taking the stand, bro. That
Knowingly
shit
means
don't
that a
make sense
person
to me.
acts knowingly with respect to the conduct or to the circumstances surrounding
It
the
don't make
conduct
sense to
when
me.
the person is
Personally, it
aware
don't make
of the
sense.
nature of the conduct or that the
Even if
circumstances
you lying,
exist.
bro, even if you get
A
caught,
person acts knowingly
either
with
way,
respect to a
if you
result
get
of the
caught
person's
lying
conduct
or
when the
whatever,
person
either
is
way, you
aware
still
that the conduct
facing.
is reasonably certain.
I don't even know what this nigga's facing right now.
Reasonably
Is it
certain
life?
cause
Is it
the
the death
result.
penalty? What is he
The
facing right now?
requirement of
Somebody
knowingly
tell
is
me.
also established
Poncho,
if it is
salute,
shown
you
that
know
the
the vibes. We
defendant
here,
acted
man.
intentionally. Intent means that a person acts intentionally with respect to the nature of the conduct or to a result of the conduct when it is the person's conscious objective or desire to engage in the conduct or cause the result. Facilitation to wit second-degree murder. Any person who commits the offense of facilitation
see
to
all
wit
these
second-degree
charges,
murder
bro?
is guilty of a crime. For you to find
They
the
about to
defendant guilty
sling
of
my
this
son.
offense, the
So
state must
son.
have proven beyond a reasonable doubt the existence of
I
the
ain't gonna
following
lie, bro.
essential
If I
elements.
take anything to
That
trial,
the
I'm
defendant knew
testifying,
that another
bro.
person
It's
intended to commit the
facts.
specific
Y'all can
offense
call
of
me whatever y'all
second-degree
want to
murder,
call me, bro. I'm
but did not have the
testifying, bro.
intent to promote
This is
or
just
assist the
facts.
commission of the offense or to benefit in the proceeds or results of the offense.
I'm about to lie
And
my
that the
ass
defendant
off, bro.
furnished
Straight.
substantial assistance
All
to
that,
that
bro.
person
Hand
in
on
the
the
commission
Bible, all
of the
that. Still
second-degree
lying.
murder,
I'm talking about
and
still
that the
lying.
defendant furnished such assistance knowingly. Second-degree murder.
You already
has
caught a
been
body.
defined on page
Putting your
9.
hand on the Bible and lying is
Knowingly
releasing your
means that the
word.
person acts knowingly with respect to the
You
conduct
already
or
caught
to
the Bible.
circumstances
You
surrounding
already
the
caught
conduct when the
the
person
biggest
is aware of the nature of
sink,
the
champ.
conduct or that the circumstances exist.
Thou
The person
shalt
acts
not what?
knowingly with
LeBron
respect
does,
to a
champ.
result of the person's conduct when
Salute
the person
my
is
nigga
aware
Poncho.
that the
I'm
conduct
heading
is
off to work.
reasonably
Much
certain
love.
to cause the
Salute.
result.
Have a good day at
The
work. I don't
requirement
think
of
I'm going to
knowingly
work
is
today.
also established if it is
This shit
shown
about to
that the
be a
defendant
hurricane out
acted
here. 60
intentionally.
miles an hour winds and all that. Nigga, I'm
Intent
not
means
gonna
that a
go
person
there.
acts intentionally with respect to the nature of the
WW
conduct
dog,
or to a
bro.
result of the
Dog.
conduct when it is the person's conscious objective or desire
So
to
we doing
engage in the
content all day.
conduct
What you
or
talking
cause the result.
I'm about to
Voluntary
stream some
manslaughter.
2K.
Any person who commits voluntary manslaughter is
So-
guilty of a crime. For you
So,
to find a
we
defendant
doing
guilty of
content
this
all day.
offense,
Anything
the
happen,
state must
I'm
have
going
proven
live.
beyond a
Better
reasonable doubt
believe
the existence of the following essential elements. That the defendant unlawfully killed the alleged victim, Adolph Thornton Jr., and that the defendant acted intentionally or knowingly, and that the killing resulted from a state of passion produced by adequate provocation from the alleged victim, sufficient to lead a reasonable person to act in an irrational manner. Passion means any of the human emotions known as anger, rage, sudden resentment, terror, or similar emotions, which renders the mind incapable of cool reflection.
I don't think they had none of
Knowingly
that.
means that a
Niggas knew what they
person
was
acts with
doing.
an awareness that his conduct is reasonably
That
certain
wasn't
to
a crime
cause
of
the death of
passion.
the alleged victim. The requirement of knowingly is also established if it is shown that the defendant acted intentionally. Intentionally means that a person acts intentionally when it is the person's conscious objective or desire to cause the death of the alleged victim. The distinction between voluntary manslaughter and second-degree murder is that voluntary manslaughter requires that the killing result from a state of passion produced by adequate provocation from
It's
the
not
alleged
voluntary
victim
manslaughter.
sufficient to lead a reasonable
This is
person to act in an
cold-blooded
irrational
M-word,
manner.
champ.
Aggravated
This is
assault.
cold-blooded
Any person who commits the offense of
murder.
aggravated assault is guilty of a crime. For you to find the defendant
Cold-blooded.
guilty of this offense, the state must have proven beyond a reasonable doubt the existence of the following essential elements.
Nigga said cold.
That the defendant intentionally
Bloody.
or knowingly caused bodily injury to another, and that the act resulted in the death of another. Bodily injury includes a cut, abrasion, bruise, burn, or disfigurement, and physical pain or temporary illness or impairment of the function of a bodily member, organ, or mental faculty. Knowingly means that
I want to see that nigga cry. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see son cry, bro. I want to see tears come out son's eyes when they say death penalty. I'm not gonna argue. When they say that, oh yeah, champ, I'm rolling up one. As soon as I see one tear drop,
the requirement of knowingly is
outta
also
here.
established if it is shown
Be
that
safe
the
out there,
defendant
Steve. You heard
acted
about dude in
intentionally.
Missouri. They executed
Intentionally
even
means that a
though proof
person
of
acts
innocence came
intentionally
shortly
with
before his
respect to the
execution.
nature of the
Yeah, I think his
conduct
name was
or to a
Marcellus or
result
something
of the
like that.
conduct
Marcus.
when it is the person's
Yeah,
conscious
bro.
objective
Yeah,
or
but I'm probably
desire
gonna do
to
a video
engage in the
on
conduct
that. I'm probably
or
gonna do a
cause
VOD
the
on that
result.
today.
Facilitation to wit
messed up.
voluntary
But I
manslaughter.
want to do all my
Any
research
person
on
who
it, bro.
commits
I
the
know people
offense of
speaking out of
facilitation
emotion.
to wit
You know
voluntary
me. I gotta
manslaughter
read
is
about
guilty
exactly
of a
what
crime.
happened.
For you to find the defendant
And then
guilty
I'm
of
gonna
this
do my
offense,
story.
the state must have proven
I
beyond a
don't know
reasonable doubt
enough
the existence of
about
the
what
following
happened.
essential
You know what I'm
elements. That the defendant knew that another person intended to commit the specific offense of
They could be
voluntary
working 7
manslaughter,
days a week.
but did
You know
not
what I'm
have
saying?
the
I ain't
intent
really
to
get a chance
promote
to look
or
into
assist
that.
the
But I'm gonna
commission
look
of the
into it today
offense or to
and
benefit
see
in the proceeds or
exactly
results
what
of the
happened.
offense. And that the defendant furnished substantial assistance to that person in the commission of the voluntary manslaughter, and that the defendant furnished each such assistance knowingly. Voluntary manslaughter has been defined on page 13. Knowingly means that a person acts knowingly with respect to the conduct or to circumstances surrounding the conduct when the person is aware of the nature of the conduct or that the circumstances exist. A person acts knowingly with respect to a result of the person's conduct when the person is aware that the conduct is reasonably certain to cause the result. The requirement of knowingly is also established if it is shown that the defendant acted intentionally. Intent means that a person acts intentionally with respect to the nature of the conduct or to a result of the conduct when it is the person's conscious objective or desire to engage in the conduct or cause the result. Any
Mike
person
TV,
who
salute, cuzzo.
facilitation
You know the
to wit
vibes we
aggravated
here,
assault.
man. This is the
Any
closing
person who commits the
we
offense of
we about to hear
facilitation to wit
closing
aggravated
arguments
assault is
today.
guilty of a crime.
Deliberation. I don't know how long deliberation gonna be. I may fuck around be live all day. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see this nigga cry. I ain't gonna lie. Niggas be tough when it's timely. When it's timely. You know what I'm saying? Like ratchet.
But did not
Oh,
have
but
the
when that
intent to promote or
life,
assist the commission
when
of
that
the
natural
offense
life or
or
that
to
death penalty
benefit
come,
in the
oh
proceeds
champ, it's
or
gonna
result of
be
the
tears
offense.
of calories and sadness coming down his face, champ. Calories, salt, and sadness, champ, all mixed in one pot, made tears, champ. Watch.
Aggravated assault has
That's what
been
I'm watching
defined on
for,
page
champ.
14. Knowingly
Bozo.
means that a person acts knowingly with respect to the conduct or to circumstances surrounding the conduct when the person is aware of the nature of the conduct or that the circumstances exist. A person acts knowingly with respect to a result of the person's conduct when the person is aware that the conduct is reasonably certain to cause the result. The requirement of knowingly is also established if it is shown that the defendant acted intentionally. Intent means that a person acts intentionally with respect to the nature of the conduct or to a result of the conduct when it is the person's conscious objective or desire to engage
So
in
it
the
probably
conduct
will be an
or
hour.
cause the result.
It's paperwork. That takes the
Simple
longest.
assault.
Well, this shit
Any
right
person
here,
who commits
she says it's gonna
simple
take like
assault
15
upon
minutes
another is
for
guilty
her to
of a
read.
crime.
She's been reading for
For you
about
to
10
find the
minutes, so she
defendant
probably
guilty
5
of
more
this
minutes of
offense,
reading.
the state must have
I
proven
mean,
beyond a reasonable doubt
She doing a pretty good job. But if y'all just tuning in, make sure y'all hit the like button, make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Support. Share this joint. If y'all wish to give y'all opinions on the case so far, whatever, y'all can hit that link at the top of the chat. That'll bring you to the Discord. The Discord is right there.
For you to find the defendant guilty of this offense, the state must have proven beyond a reasonable doubt the existence of the following essential elements. That the defendant knew that another person intended to commit the specific offense of simple assault, but did not have the intent to promote or assist the commission of the offense or to benefit in the proceeds or results of the offense, and that the defendant furnished substantial assistance to that person in the commission of the simple assault, and that the defendant furnished such assistance knowingly.
No, the jury to come back
Simple
with a
assault
verdict.
is
All right,
defined on page 18.
copy.
Knowingly means that a
Books,
person
TV,
acts knowingly
salute.
with respect to the conduct or to the circumstances surrounding the
that
conduct
like button.
when
Please
the
make
person
sure
is
y'all niggas hit
aware
that
of the
like
nature
button.
of the conduct or that the circumstances exist. A person acts knowingly with respect to a result of the person's conduct when the person is aware that the conduct
This is the
reasonably
shortest
certain
trial
to cause
in
the
history,
result.
which is
The
probably a
requirement
good
of
thing,
knowingly
bro.
is
New
also
York Urban
established
Legend
if it
salute
is shown that
for
the
the
defendant
super
acted
chat, champ.
intentionally.
That's how you show love right there,
Intent
champ. I'm
means
not
that a
gonna hold
person
you.
acts intentionally
That right
with
there
respect to
is
the nature
how
of the conduct
you
or to a
supposed
result
to
of the
show
conduct when it is the
Love,
person's
right?
conscious objective or desire to engage in conduct that calls for the court. The court will now explain.
That's how you
law
supposed to
applicable
show
count
love
3
right
in
there,
this
bro.
indictment.
That's love.
Convicted
Salute,
felon in possession of a
right?
firearm.
Salute. Thank you very much.
Any
man.
person
Appreciate
having
it.
been convicted of one of certain specific felonies who possesses a firearm is guilty of a crime. For you to find the defendant guilty of this
My
offense,
G.
the
Yeah,
state
man.
must have proven beyond a
Yeah.
reasonable doubt
They about to
the
serve
existence
this
of the
nigga
following essential
a
elements.
platter
That the
of
defendant
sentences,
had
champ.
been convicted
The
of a
whole
specified
platter.
felony, and that
Sentences,
the defendant,
champ.
after such felony conviction,
Run-along
possessed a
sentences.
firearm, and that the defendant
All
acted
types of
either
shit, bro.
intentionally, knowingly, or
Improper
recklessly.
sentences.
Firearm means
They about to
any weapon
violate
that
this
will
nigga.
or is designed to or may readily be converted to expel a projectile by the action of an explosive. Intentionally means that a person acts intentionally with respect to the nature of the conduct or
Oh,
to the
yeah.
results of the conduct when it is the person's conscious objective or
Shorty
desire to
Proboscis
engage in the conduct or cause
is
the result.
is
Knowingly
alarming
means
me
that a
right
person
now.
acts knowingly with respect to the
don't-
conduct or to circumstances surrounding
I
the
don't
conduct
agree with Shorty
when the person is
Proboscis
aware of the
right there,
nature
Jay.
of the
I
conduct
just
or that
don't
the
agree.
circumstances exist. A person acts knowingly with respect to the result of the person's conduct when the person is aware that the conduct is reasonably certain to cause the result.
So
Recklessly means that a
what I'm
person
still
acts
confused
recklessly with
on is,
respect to
what
circumstances
is-
surrounding the conduct.
what is he
or the
facing?
result
It's
of the
Tennessee.
conduct
They most
when the
likely
person is aware
to
of,
convict.
but
The
consciously
Bible Belt tends to be
disregards a
very
substantial
harsh
and
on crimes.
unjustifiable risk
But my thing
that
is,
the
do
circumstances
you
exist
do
or the
y'all
result
think
will occur.
from the last couple of days of
The risk
tuning
must be
in,
of such a
do
nature
y'all
and
think
degree
that the
that
state
its
proved
disregard
its case
constitutes a gross
without
deviation
a
from the standard
reasonable
of
doubt?
care
Do y'all
that an
believe that
ordinary
that was
person would
Justin
exercise
Johnson
under all the
that was
circumstances
letting
as
off
viewed
the
from
toast
accused
at young
person's
Dolph,
standpoint?
even though
If
he
you
had
find from the
that
proof
mask
that the
on?
defendant has been
Did
convicted
they
of another crime
prove
or
that that was
crimes,
him in the
then
mask?
that
I
which
think
he
they
is
did,
presently
to be
on
honest.
trial, you may not
Without a
consider such
reasonable
evidence
doubt.
as proof
If
of
they
the
didn't have the
existence
footage
the
of him
crime for which he
before
is
and the
on
footage
trial.
of him after in the same car, the same
The
clothes,
defendant
and
has
all
pleaded
that,
not guilty to each and every offense
I would
charged
probably
and included
give it
in
reasonable
the
doubt because
indictment.
you can't really believe what another nigga say.
Direct
I'm saying, like, even though
circumstantial
something like, nah, that's us,
One type
we
of
was
evidence
there,
is
he
called
may be
direct
saying that
evidence,
just not
and
to
the
go to
other
jail.
type is called circumstantial evidence.
But all the
Direct
video they
evidence
had,
is those parts of the testimony
So
admitted
with
in
you.
court which refer to what happened and was
So with you.
testified to by witnesses who saw or
So-
heard or otherwise sensed what happened firsthand. If witnesses testified about what they themselves saw or heard or otherwise sensed, they presented direct evidence. Circumstantial evidence is all the testimony and exhibits which give you clues about what happened in an indirect way. It consists of all the evidence which is not direct evidence. Do not assume that direct evidence is always better than circumstantial evidence. According to our laws, direct
Yeah, don't
evidence is not
confuse
necessarily
niggas,
better
shorty.
than
Just-
circumstantial evidence.
just let niggas say
Either
guilty
type
or
of
not
evidence
guilty,
can prove
bruh.
a fact if
She
it is
trying to
convincing
confuse
enough.
niggas.
A defendant may be convicted on direct evidence, circumstantial evidence, or both. Accomplice. The prosecution has presented a witness who claims to have been a participant with the defendant in the crime charged. While you may convict upon this testimony alone, you should act upon it with great caution. Give it careful examination in light of other evidence in the case. You are not to convict upon this testimony alone unless you are convinced beyond
what I
a
said?
reasonable doubt that it is true.
See what I said?
Credibility of witnesses. You
See
are
what
the
I said?
exclusive judges of the credibility of the witnesses and
I
the
just
weight
said
to be
this.
given to their testimony. You should consider all the evidence presented in this case by the state and by the defendant
I
and
just
give
said
it
this.
full, fair, and impartial consideration. Part of your responsibility is to determine what the facts are based on what you heard from the witnesses. If there are conflicts in the testimony of different witnesses, it is your duty to reconcile them if you can, for the law presumes that every witness has told the truth. But when you cannot reconcile the statements of different witnesses, then you must decide which witness or witnesses you believe and how important his or her testimony was. You do not have to accept or reject everything a witness said. You are free to believe all, none, or part of any person's testimony. In forming your opinion as to which witness you believe, you may consider the following factors: how the witness looked, acted, and whether the witness appeared to you to be telling the truth when he or she testified. Was the witness able to see or hear clearly? How long was the witness watching or listening? Was anything else going on that might have distracted the witness? Whether the witness was in a position to know about the matter to which he or she testified. In other words, how well could the witness
I want to hear the
when
defense's
he or she
closing
testified
arguments, bro,
he or
because
she
what
saw or
I
heard?
haven't heard nothing from the defense yet,
Whether the
bro.
witness's statements were consistent and how believable the statements were.
You gotta
Whether the
lie,
witness
bro.
had a motive to
Yo,
testify
bro, listen,
truthfully
man.
or
You
to
gotta
testify
lie,
untruthfully.
man.
And
You
any
facing
proof presented of
these
the
charges,
witness's reputation
you
for
gotta,
telling the truth.
bro. I done lied for
All
less,
in
bro.
all,
What you talking
how
about?
reasonable
I done
does the
lied for
witness's
less,
testimony
nigga.
seem
Fuck
when
you
you think
mean?
about all the other evidence in
So
the
you
case?
mean to tell me that y'all niggas will
Another
lie
factor for you to consider in
to your
evaluating
shorty,
the
but you
witness's
won't lie in
testimony
court
is whether the witness
is
has made
diabolical
material
to me, bro.
statements at some point before he or she
Niggas that have the
testified,
straight face,
which are
nigga,
different from
whole
his or
bottom
her
half smells
testimony
like
at trial.
vajayjay. Smells like the
However,
other bitches
unless entered
vajayjay.
as a
On my
numbered
son.
exhibit by the court and
You
allowed
lying
to be
with the
taken
straight
by you back
face,
to the
like.
jury room when you
But
deliberate.
yet in court, niggas
Proof of
afraid to
any
get on the
prior
stand
different
and lie.
statement
Nigga,
may
you
be
might as well just
considered
should have
by
went to,
you
you know what I'm
only for the
saying?
purpose of determining
Nigga, you
if the
wasting
witness
tax
is
dollars
telling
at this
the truth
point.
at trial. The contents of the prior
Don't be wasting
inconsistent
niggas' tax
statements
dollars,
are not to
man.
be
Niggas wild,
considered
man.
as proof in the trial. Another factor for you to consider in evaluating a witness's testimony is whether the witness's testimony during cross-examination appeared to be contradictory,
The only way
unreasonable,
Straight Jock
and
is going to get
improbable.
out of jail
However, immaterial
after
or
this
minor
sentence is
discrepancies
if
or
he
differences
agrees
should not
to
affect
work
the
with the
believability
feds
of a witness
on the
unless
CMG
it should plainly
Federico. On my
appear
soul.
that the witness
If he
has
agrees to
willfully
work
testified
with the
falsely.
feds
Criminal
against
responsibility
CMG,
for conduct of
like,
another.
oh yeah, we got paid by them
The
boys.
defendant is
If he
criminally
can connect it to
responsible
Yo
as a
Gotti,
party to the
he'll
offense
get out
of
of jail.
first-degree murder if the offense was committed by the
The feds
defendant's
don't care,
own
bro.
conduct, by the conduct of another for
Oh,
which
I'll
the
be right
defendant
back.
is criminally responsible, or by both. Each party to the offense may be charged with the commission of the offense. The defendant is criminally responsible for an offense committed by the conduct of another if, acting with the intent to promote or assist the commission of the offense, or to benefit in the proceeds or result of the offense, the defendant solicits, directs, aids, or attempt to aid another person to commit the offense. Intent means that the person acts intentionally with respect to the nature of the conduct or to the results of the conduct when it is the person's conscious objective or desire to engage in the conduct or cause the result. To find a defendant criminally responsible for the acts of another, it is not necessary that you find the defendant was present or that the defendant took a physical part in the crime. Encouragement of the principal offender is sufficient. However, mere presence during the commission of the offense is not sufficient to support a conviction. Absent material witness. When it is within the power of the state or the defendant to produce a witness who possesses peculiar knowledge concerning facts essential to that party's contention and who is available to one side at the exclusion of the other, and the party to whom the witness is available fails to call such witness, an inference arises that the testimony of such witness would have been unfavorable to the side that should have called or produced such witness. Whether there was such a witness and whether such an inference has arisen is for you to decide, and if so, you are to determine what weight it shall be given. This inference does not apply to the defendant because he has a lawful right not to testify, and his failure to testify cannot be considered for any purpose against him, nor can any inference be drawn from such fact.
You're not him, but
the defendant has not taken the stand to testify as a witness, but you shall place no significance on this fact. The defendant is presumed innocent, and the burden is on the state to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. He is not required to take the stand in his own behalf, and his election not to do so cannot be considered for any purpose against him, nor can any inference be drawn from such fact. Stipulations. A stipulation is an agreement between the parties. The parties have stipulated that certain matters of fact are true. They are bound by this agreement, and in your consideration of the evidence, you are to treat these facts as true. The parties have entered into 2 stipulations. The parties have stipulated that Adolph Thornton Jr. was a living person who is now deceased, and an autopsy was performed to substantiate these facts. The parties have also stipulated to the fact that the defendant, Justin Johnson, is a convicted felon, previously convicted on May 2nd of 2017 in Division 8 of the Criminal Court of Shelby County. Flight. The flight of a person accused of a crime is a circumstance which, when considered with all the facts of the case, may justify an inference of guilt. Flight is the voluntary withdrawal of oneself for the purpose of evading arrest or prosecution.
And he did go on a run, remember?
Whether the evidence presented proves beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant
he did go on a run.
For your determination.
Nigga, we all know
the law makes no precise distinction as to the manner or method of flight. It may be open, or it may be hurried or concealed departure, or it may be a concealment within the jurisdiction.
Any grace.
However,
I don't want grace. If I'm facing life in jail, I don't need grace, bro. I need to get my best lie together. I ain't gonna lie. I don't need grace, bro. Fuck grace.
If flight is proved,
fuck grace,
the fact of flight alone does not allow you to find that the defendant is guilty of the crime alleged.
I need to lie,
However, since flight by a defendant may be caused by a consciousness of guilt, you may consider the fact of flight. If flight is so proven, together with all the other evidence when you decide the guilt or innocence of the defendant. On the other hand, an entirely innocent person may take flight, and such flight may be explained by proof offered or by facts and circumstances of the case. Whether there was flight by the defendant, the reasons for it, and the weight to be given to it are questions for you to determine. Multiple counts, finding of each required. The crime charged in each count of the indictment is a separate and distinct offense. You must decide each charge separately on the evidence and the law applicable to it. The defendant may be found guilty or not guilty of any or all of the offenses charged. Your finding as to each crime charged must be stated.
Mike TV, salute for the super chat, champ. This is what's popping. Niggas gotta hit that super chat. He says we gotta break Stino off some bread so he don't go back to whipping arm and hammer on my soul. I don't need to go back to the kitchen, champ. I don't need to be like this, champ.
It is your duty as jurors to consult with one another and to deliberate with a view to reaching an agreement if you can do so without violence to individual.
I don't need to do that no more, bro. I done already did this a lot, bro. The wrist motion is still there, bro. You see the wrist?
Impartial consideration of the evidence with your fellow jurors.
Y'all niggas don't even know what I'm doing right now.
In the course of your deliberations,
I do.
Do not hesitate to re-examine your
Salute
own
to Mike
views
TV.
and change your opinion if convinced it is erroneous. But do not surrender your honest conviction as to the weight or effect of the evidence solely because of the opinion of your fellow jurors.
Jurors, yo, she about to fry this nigga. They're gonna fry him, and they're supposed to fry him.
In this case, these notes are for your individual use only, and you should not use your notes directly or indirectly, explicitly or implicitly, to persuade other jurors as to the accuracy of your notes.
I hate what she say, juror.
They should not be shown to others, nor compared, nor referred to in any way as authority, but should be used privately only by you as an aid to your individual memory. Deliberation, order of consideration. In reaching your verdict, you should first consider the offense charged in the indictment. If you unanimously
She been reading for more than 15. I ain't gonna lie. She's definitely been reading for more than 15 minutes. I ain't gonna lie. She has. She's been reading for more than 15 minutes. VA, salute to Harlem. Salute to LA. Salute, champ. Salute.
From greatest to least within that count. You shall not proceed to consider any lesser included offense.
Mike TV says, let's cast our votes. How many years y'all think he going to get? 25 to life? I'm under the impression that he's facing the death penalty. That's what I think. But if not, I think he's going to get natural life in jail. I'm not going to lie. I think he's about to get natural life in jail. I don't think it's no reasonable doubt. I personally think that he's about to get hit with life. Y'all let me and Mike TV know what y'all think, champ. All right, Slim Trial salute. He says, yeah, it's over for him now. Please go charge Gotti with conspiracy and RICO. That's crazy. Go charge Yo Gotti. And take Angela Simmons' gums, too. I ain't gonna lie. When they take Gotti, they gotta take Angela Simmons' gums, too, champ, and them baby teeth. They gotta take it, champ.
Good morning.
They gotta take Angela Simmons' gums, bro.
So it's almost over, and I'm sure you all are happy.
Yeah.
I'm one of the prosecutors
So
on this
big
case. And earlier this week,
That's a big
you
jacket.
heard opening statements.
Uh-oh.
You heard opening statements from
It's a closing
the
argument.
prosecution and from the defense attorney.
Turn this up.
And you were told all the things that you could expect this week. And one of those important things that you could expect was that it is not 1981 anymore. And that things have changed.
It looks like 1981 in that courtroom, I'm not gonna lie.
It means that it's hard to keep a secret. It's hard to hide who you're talking to. It's harder to hide your actions. And it's even harder to hide who you know.
Ooh.
But ladies and gentlemen, despite all of those things that have changed, one thing has not changed, and that is the state's burden. The state's burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. So what does that mean? Where are we?
Damn.
Defendant Justin Johnson is charged with 3 counts. Conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and convicted felon in possession of a firearm. So I know that you've already gone through a little bit of this law during voir dire, and especially through the jury instructions. But a brief overview of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder is that 1, this defendant entered into an agreement with 1 or more people to commit first-degree murder. 2, each of the parties to the conspiracy had the intent to commit the first-degree murder. 3, each party acted for the purpose of promoting or facilitating the first-degree murder. And 4, 1 or more of the parties committed an overt act to help the crime happen.
Guilty,
What did we
champ.
hear this week?
Guilty.
This week we heard testimony from co-defendant Cornelius Smith.
Cornelius.
He testified for us and he told us that he met Justin Johnson through Hernandez Govan. And that he knew Justin was a rapper.
Stop,
and he
baby,
was also known by the
stop.
name of Straight Drop.
Straight drop.
So Smith had known the defendant for a couple of months.
Oh, champ.
They hung out a couple of times.
Conspiracy is 1 to 99 years
He
alone.
was
God
able to
damn.
identify defendant in open court.
He did
During his
identify.
testimony, Smith told us that on November
Stop.
15, 2021, he and the defendant knew that Big Jook had a $100,000 hit on Dolph's head. Cornelius said that he and Justin agreed to kill Dolph together, and both of them receiving $40,000 apiece. Not only did he tell us that, he told us that this plan had been in process for weeks.
So isn't that premeditated murder too as well?
There were
Locked down on the
conversations
closing
previously
statement.
or
Crazy.
prior to this murder, and Justin Johnson was an active participant in those agreements.
Yo,
So
I
there
need
we
you to
have
go
it.
chill out.
A conspiracy to commit first-degree
I need
murder.
you to go chill out.
An agreement was made. Each of the parties had the intent to commit the first-degree murder. Each person acted for the purposes of promoting, facilitating, and, ladies and gentlemen, the overt act is the killing. Next, first-degree murder.
Damn,
In
champ.
essence, a first-degree murder is a premeditated killing of another.
Ah, champ.
What's required for first-degree murder is 1, that the defendant unlawfully killed the victim. The only way to lawfully kill someone is if you are in protection of yourself or others. Second, you have to prove that this defendant acted intentionally. Intentionally means that there was no mistake, there was no accident. Third, you have to
daughter
prove that
just
the
fell.
killing was premeditated. And as we saw, or as we learned in voir dire last week, Premeditation does not mean that you have to have this plan for months, weeks, or days in advance. It could just mean that you simply stepped out of your car. You held up your hand, you pointed a gun, and you shot and killed somebody. As long as you had a moment to think about what you were doing, that's premeditation. Next, so we heard from a couple of people this week. First, we heard from the victim's sister, Erica Thornton. She testified that the victim was a living person. He had a family, he had children. She's known him her entire life. She attended and planned his funeral service. And coupled with that, defense counsel and the prosecution agreed to a stipulation, which just means that they agreed to establish that this victim was a living person who was now deceased. Later on, we heard from Dr. Scantleberry. She was the medical examiner and performed the autopsy. She found that there was a total of 22 gunshot entry wounds, including gunshots to the back torso, front torso, head, neck, upper extremities, and vital organs. She also testified that on the property that was collected from the victim, there was no weapon. And we also heard from Raul Hopkins. He testified that he was head of Dolph Security for years. He was able to identify Dolph's car in the beginning of the Makitas video, and he was also able to explain the difference between CMG and PRE, their history of conflict, rivalry, diss tracks, and even prior acts of violence that were towards Dolph. So with all of this testimony, we've established that there was a killing and that the victim was Adolph Thornton Jr. But was that killing unlawful? Was that killing premeditated? And was that killing intentional?
Goddamn right.
Back to Cornelius Smith.
Goddamn right. Cornelius.
In addition to testifying about the agreement that he and the defendant entered into, he also testified about the killing. He said that on the day of the murder, the defendant picked him up.
I'm about to make me some
from his
coffee
father's
real
house.
quick, because it's going to be
They
a
both
little
knew
minute.
that the
Y'all
victim
make sure y'all
was
hit that
turkey
like
drive
button,
with
subscribe.
several of
I'll be
his
right
PRE
back. I'm going to
artists.
make some coffee real
They
quick.
also knew that Big Jook had a hit out on all of the PRE artists. So it was their job that week to find them. And on November 17th, 2021, Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson were on their way to a turkey drive in Westwood. As they were about to turn the corner, they saw a familiar car cross the intersection, which happened to be Dolph's car. Cornelius tells us that they followed the car, made a loop onto a back street, and then entered the Makitas parking lot. And this happened, I want to say, about 30 seconds after Dolph and his brother arrived at Makitas. Cornelius Smith was able to point out himself in that video and the defendant in that video. And he said that both of them were the shooting suspects in that video. The second suspect that got out of the car was wearing a black hoodie, gray pants, black shoes with white soles, and a Bass Pro hat. The same clothing that defendant Justin Johnson was seen in as he was exiting his apartments at the Crosstown Concourse. After the shooting, Cornelius Smith testified that they got into the white Mercedes that they committed the act in. They went to Bradley Street. The defendant parked the white Mercedes on the yard, and they both got into a white Ford Expedition. They both got into that Expedition, and on the way, a couple of calls were made, right? Cornelius tells us that a FaceTime call was made to Big Jook. In that FaceTime call between Big Jook and our defendant spelled out the word Dolph. And as they were on their way to the Gospel Gardens apartment, the defendant also contacted a few other people who we'll find out later on. So once the defendant and Cornelius Johnson arrived at Gospel Gardens, they received wound care. They change their clothes, and then they go their separate ways. After they go their separate ways, Cornelius Smith tells us that he went to retrieve his phone, and he went to go wipe down the car, the white Mercedes that was parked at Bradley.
That.
So with Cornelius Smith's testimony, we have established that the killing was unlawful. There was no evidence to show that this defendant was in fear, was protecting himself, or was protecting someone else. We also established that it was intentional. It's not an accident. You didn't mistakenly follow someone's car into Makita's parking lot and then shoot them.
That's facts.
We also established that it was premeditated. They knew about this hit beforehand, and they committed this hit. So if that wasn't enough for you, we heard from some other people. We heard from Kirsten Gardner. He testified that he was present during the time that the defendant was able to get possession of the white Mercedes that the act was committed in.
We missed that.
Kirsten Gardner was at the Valero gas station in the early hours of November 17th,
Yes,
2021.
Get that shit together.
Next, well actually, let me go back to Kirsten Gardner. After he testified that, he told us that he didn't know anything about what was happening the next day, or a few hours after the cars were switched. Similarly, Jamarcus Johnson didn't know anything either. He just knew that he needed a ride. And his brother, Justin Johnson, could provide that for him. So he got his car, the rental car, and he took his cell phone, he fielded his calls, posted on his social media, and checked his emails. After Jamarcus Johnson, we heard from Sergeant Dabney. He was able to tell us about the 4 different bullet casings that were present at the murder scene. 40 caliber.
People talking, trying to get their sentence lower.
7.62, attributable to an assault
facts.
rifle that Cornelius Smith had.
It's a fact.
223, attributable to a semi-automatic that Marcus Thornton probably would have had. And a 9mm casings found inside the store, which could be attributable to the handgun that Marcus Thornton had inside the store. That first one, though, the 40 caliber attributable to a handgun, was in the hand of the suspect with the Big Pro hat.
He's took, bro.
Sergeant Dabney also recovered the surveillance footage from Makita's and Gospel Gardens, showing this suspect in the same clothing that the defendant was in as
my question is, does first-degree murder carry the death penalty
the timestamps on Gospel Garden and Makita's
in Tennessee? I think it does.
The times defendant's phone accessed those towers. We heard from Special Agent Garner, who summarized that the defendant's phone accessed a tower that provided coverage to the Valero gas station at 3:17 a.m. Around the same time that Kirsten Gardner said that he saw the defendant take possession of that white Mercedes at the Valero gas station. The defendant's phone also accessed towers that provided coverage for the area of 2370 Airways Boulevard, which is our murder scene.
That's
and it accessed those towers during the times of the murder, 12:22 p.m. to 12:23 p.m. on November 17th. Officer Garner also explained that the defendant's phone accessed a tower in the area of the 2-lane road in Shelby Drive from 1 p.m. to 1:59 p.m., which is the direct correlation to the surveillance footage of Gospel Gardens and the footage that Officer or Sergeant Dabney identified the defendant being present for. So next, if all of that wasn't enough, we heard testimony from Sergeant Browning.
We did,
Sergeant Browning said that this defendant's device placed an outgoing call to Anthony Mims at 12:25:40 p.m. on November 17, 2021. Not only did he place an outgoing call to Big Jook, he also received a text from Akiana Hooper, who is his cousin. She texted him an address of 4752 Haven Court. After he received that address, He then sent that address to an associate named Jermaine Sears. Jermaine Sears, or defendant's device, sends the outgoing text to Jermaine Sears that he needs him. And you'll see in the surveillance footage of Haven Court on that day, at that time, a car that is associated with Jermaine Sears arrived shortly after the defendant arrives in a white Ford Expedition. So the next thing, convicted felon in possession of a firearm. The three things that we have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt is that 1, this defendant was a convicted felon or convicted of a specified felony. And 2, after being convicted of a felony, this defendant possessed a firearm. And 3, this defendant acted intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly. So the facts that we have for this charge. Well, 1, there was a stipulation or an agreement. The parties have stipulated that defendant Justin Johnson was convicted of the felony on May 2nd, 2017 in Criminal Court 8 in Shelby County, Tennessee. Next, we heard testimony
In Memphis, I
from
believe it
Cornelia
leads
Smith,
the
who
country in
verified that the
convictions on
person
death row.
in that back row
Shiza!
was Justin Johnson. And that person
Shiza!
held a gun. So based on all of that, we can see that we have met our burden of proof
Hold on,
for
bro.
convicted felon in possession of a firearm.
Hold on, bro.
Next, let's just talk about reasonable.
Daryl People says, will the girl in Makita's Cookies
It is not
be charged with conspiracy as well? Now, why on earth would she be charged with conspiracy? Somebody let me know that.
beyond all doubt.
Somebody let me know why the girl in Makita's would be charged with conspiracy.
That allows you to sleep well at night.
As a matter of fact, I feel like everybody should be apologizing to Makita's Cookies, bro. I feel like everybody that did a bad story on Makita's Cookies should apologize. You want to know why? Because since I've been covering this court shit, since I've been covering this court shit, they have not mentioned them yet as far as they had anything to do with it.
Now it's time for you to consider that evidence. and apply
Nobody
common sense.
has said anything about anybody in Makita's.
Well, actually,
She didn't have nothing to do with that shit at all, and I think people should be apologizing to Makita's Cookies. I seen somebody earlier say, "Oh, but she didn't warn them." Bro, a lot of y'all niggas never even been through gunfights and shootouts and all that to even be keeping composure to warn somebody that he's getting shot. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? A lot of people wouldn't have been able to warn him, bro. You know what I'm saying? They didn't call the niggas and all that. It was fate. It was fate. Dolph was gonna die that day regardless,
That's okay.
bro. That's just what it is.
You all want to get back to your lives, and I can tell you on behalf of Mr. Johnson that your attention during this trial is greatly appreciated.
Now this is the defense's closing
What
arguments.
you've had to set aside in order to provide this service, I have no doubt that the court,
Flattery is not gonna win, nigga.
Ms. Iris, all of us agree.
Flattery is not gonna win, nigga.
Indebted to you for that.
You right. I'm just going off the rumor
Because
mill.
like I said,
Them niggas on the rumor mill eat
important.
wild odd. You heard? And them niggas don't apologize when they wrong. That's why I don't fuck with niggas. Respectfully,
and it's going to be a difficult job.
I apologize when I'm wrong,
This
bro.
young man's fate is in your hands. The concept of justice, right? We talked about that in Fort Dyer. We talked about that again in opening, right?
This nigga's
And
yeah.
It's in your hands.
He's cooked.
Meting out justice. And it's difficult because what you've heard is the tragedy of someone losing their life,
He's took.
of their family members not having that person in their life. And that is terrible, and the court will tell you, as terrible as that is, you can't consider that when you're determining guilt or innocence in this case.
Yo, he's took, jeez.
but it's heavy. And on the other hand, you have Mr. Johnson. This young man that you heard in the evidence is a young man, aspiring rapper. Wanted to make it as a rap artist. When you're going back through these exhibits, you're going to see a picture of him in front of the house on Bradley. You know, engaged in a music video, right? For his
This
rap.
nigga is corny, bro. He's
Hat
tough.
kicked to the side, kind of grin on his face. Because that's what he wanted to do.
Matter of fact, hold on, Joe. Pinky.
And his fate is directly in your hands. And like we talked about, it's never justice
He's cooked.
to wrongfully convict someone. And so that determination that you're going to make, beyond a reasonable doubt, is the heaviest one. Maybe one of the heaviest decisions you'll ever make.
I don't think there's nothing more that you can
And
do.
you had an opportunity to sit through the trial and hear the evidence.
He's
observe
trying to
the
put
witnesses,
pressure on them niggas.
And
Like,
you've been told, keep an open mind.
this is
And I
a
hope
very
you have.
important
I'm sure
decision.
you have.
Don't make the wrong. Nigga, shut up.
And not
Let
to
that
talk
nigga
about
die.
the case. You know, the thing that you've been listening to for days, with people all around you that have going through the same thing, and then you have to be around them even when you're not here, and you can't talk about the elephant in the room.
Get out of here.
But today that changes. And not only are you allowed to talk about it, the judge has instructed you that you have to talk about it. And to engage in deliberations meaningfully. To listen to one another, to review the evidence that you've heard, to talk about it, and render a decision. But to the degree you're working together, what you never have to do is abandon your conscience. Now, I don't mean conscience like Cornelius Smith, that conscience, right? Because I don't think he really meant that when you heard from him. He said, oh, the reason I decided to tell the truth is I got a conscience. And we all know that's not the type of thing you're dealing with. You take that more seriously. You mean it. He did. You've heard a lot of concepts, you know, the terms of art and the law, the burden of proof, presumption of innocence.
I'm gonna get
And
to
when
y'all
we started
comments
this,
in just a second. I'm trying to
I
listen
told
to
you,
what he's saying.
Mr. Johnson sits before you innocent. And I'm again telling you today, after the state has closed its proof, he remains that way. He didn't kill Adolph Ford Jr. He didn't conspire to kill Adolph Ford Jr. And he wasn't the man holding the pistol in the Makita video.
This is what I'm going to hear.
And
Lie,
it's gonna be up
Chad.
to you to decide that.
Bitch ass
Watch
nigga,
those
lie.
Watch them closely. They want to talk about those videos, and I'm encouraging you to study them.
Come on, girl.
Give
get
them
out
a
of
close
here.
look.
Move.
The state doesn't want to acknowledge what I told you in opening, and that is similar. It doesn't mean the same. Plenty of people have gray sweatpants, black shoes with white soles,
This is what I wanted to hear from the defense. I'm not going
black
to lie.
hoodies. And as we learned through the proof,
This is what I wanted to hear.
in Memphis especially, and elsewhere, Bass Pro ads. You can look at it, if we had a window, you could look at it and you could see the Bass Pro, which is the pyramid here. You also heard testimony about it being a fad at that point in time. Famous rappers wearing it, other famous artists. I think I mentioned Gwen Stefani wearing Bass Pro. One rapper has a signature Bass Pro hat. You heard from one of the detectives that they even interviewed someone who gave them a potential suspect that wasn't Mr. Johnson, and said that person always wore a Bass Pro hat. And you have to consider that. And then you have Sergeant Dabney, who, for the first time, and I think he acknowledged this, sitting on the stand, says, I think those underwear are the same. They're both blue. You look at the underwear from Tulane Apartments, you look back at the Makita video, those are the same underwear. Look at it. Look at the steel shots. And for yourself, determine, can you tell if those are the same? And as jurors, you get to make that call. You get to look at it for yourself and compare those.
I see what he's trying to do, though. Like, he's trying to because if it's any reasonable doubt, if it's an ounce of doubt, you have to say not guilty. If it's a piece of doubt, you like, bro, I ain't gonna lie.
We got cameras, but like I told you in opening.
Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie. If I'm in the jury, bro. Yo, look. He said, man, you defending this dude trying to help him get off is crazy. You putting your life in danger. Eric Big Man. Yo, look, I ain't gonna lie though, bro. If I'm on the jury, I'm probably gonna say not guilty, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Even though like I want to say guilty, it's still doubt, bro. I still have doubt, bro. Because he had a mask on when he was letting the toast off, bro. It don't matter. The video after or before he had on it, who knows if it's the same underwear? Can you really tell that from looking at the video if it's the same underwear? You can't factually tell if that's the same outfit. It may look the same. It may look the same, but you can't factually say it's the same outfit, bro. This is like, bro, if there's any reasonable doubt, any doubt, if it's a speckle of doubt, he has to walk out. That's just what it is. I'm probably gonna say not guilty, bro. Niggas gonna be mad at me like, yo, bro, honestly, bro, he had a mask on, bro.
And the reason that his prints aren't on it.
Mike TV said this is America, it must be beyond. Bro, they don't got no prints. Listen to him, bro. They don't have no prints. Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, bro. I'm gonna take it back a little bit.
We got cameras, but like I told you in opening, what also has advanced tremendously since 1981 is the world of forensics. Right? Fingerprints, DNA, touch DNA.
It's not majority rules, it's all or nothing facts.
And you have to ask yourself,
the other dude told on him, but
Justin Johnson's.
Hold on, listen. The other dude told on him and niggas told on him, you right, but them niggas was also facing sentences, bro. People that's facing sentences, bro, they can lie on the stand, bro. That's reasonable doubt, bro. That's reasonable doubt, bro. It's still reasonable doubt. I'm not gonna hold you. It's still reasonable doubt. His co-defendant snitch. That's fine, but it's still reasonable doubt. You're gonna take the word of somebody that killed somebody for $800, bro? Is his word good, or he just don't want to be in jail no more? Would he tell on anybody? Is this the type of person that you want to take their word for it, champ? I'm just saying, listen, I believe he did it. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, wait. I'm not gonna lie. I believe Justin Johnson is guilty. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe that. But on my soul, if I'm on that stand, if I'm in that jury, bro, it's a reasonable doubt for me, bro. Because only because, bro, in the video he had a mask on, he had gloves on, there's no prints, bro. Anybody can say anything. The video could be, you know what I'm saying? Don't matter, bro. The phone is enough. What phone? Yeah, if somebody snitching, they are not being charged, then that has weight. But some nigga locked up facing charges will say anything to get free. Remember Woody on the stand. Facts, bro. I'm just saying, if there's any reasonable doubt, just like how we talking back and forth right now, that's because there's doubt. That's because there's a little bit of doubt out there. Like niggas, like I do believe that son did it, but the only way that they connecting son to the actual shooting is through the nigga that ratted, bro. They don't have no fingerprints. Just like he's saying, there's no forensic evidence. Girl, will you stop? Go that way. Go. Go ahead. Know what I'm saying? So to me, there's a little bit of reasonable doubt. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. There's a little bit of reasonable doubt. They do got the phone records, but the phone is not in son's name. The phone is not in son's name. It could have been somebody else. You feel me? Woody's a testament to that facts, bro. Let's get back to the video.
DNA nowhere in that car.
No DNA.
There's
No-
DNA in that car.
no
You heard a lot
prints.
About they wiped it. Cornelius Smith said he wiped it. And we'll get to whether you believe that or not in a minute. Okay?
Trying to tell
But
y'all,
he says
niggas.
he wiped it. But he didn't. There's fingerprints on it. Kristen Garner's, Trayon Ingram's, and Cornelius Smith. There was DNA found.
I agree to that, but I don't think he gonna get off fast.
Back to Trayon Ingram.
She cussed you out in baby talk. Nah, yo,
Not
all the
Justin
time,
Johnson.
bro. All the time. Come here, girl.
Now, there's a lot of talk about gloves, right? They made a big point to say, you see gloves in the video.
I gotta wipe her nose. I'll be right
Now,
back.
they want you to believe that Mr. Johnson's running around in this Mercedes, and the reason that his prints aren't on it are because he's wearing gloves. And mind you, Cornelius Smith, when he said he wiped the car, never said he wiped the driver's side of the car. Okay? If you believe that. And they want you to believe Mr. Johnson's driving around this white Mercedes, including with his daughter. Look at those videos. You think he's not wearing gloves. And he's got a little girl in tow that would presumably be in that car with him. No DNA recovered. None. Now, during proof, it was interesting because they would show the Mercedes go into crosstown and the Mercedes leave crosstown, and they would show a video of Mr. Johnson getting out and walking in the building, or walking out of the building. There is no video that shows Mr. Johnson in that Mercedes. And you heard they had a reel.
Listen to
right?
him.
The video was a reel.
Listen to him.
Across town, and when I asked it, I think it was Detective or Sergeant Dabney about there was surely other cars going in and out at this very time, and he said, "Yeah." But you have to ask yourself, was Justin Johnson ever in that Mercedes?
I ain't gonna lie. If he gets off,
let's
it's
go to
because they
Kristen
have
Garner.
no proof or DNA. Only snitches
Kristen
saying
Garner
he was there.
Gets
Facts.
up here
This is what
and
I'm
tries to tell you
saying,
that.
bro.
He tries
That's
to
what
say
I'm
he didn't know
saying.
the car was stolen. Trayon was driving around in the car.
Everybody else that got caught told on son,
And
right?
first,
But
he
that
acts
don't mean
like,
that they telling
even
the
under questioning
truth.
from
You
Mr.
have to
Hagerman,
doubt what criminals
that he
tell you,
wasn't even
bro.
present
It's just it has to be a doubt
when the
if
car
a
was
criminal is
exchanged.
if
He
a
tried
person
to
that's
say,
get
well, Trayon told me.
bro.
And if you recall, Mr. Hagerman had to
Yo,
Mike TV in the building. What's happening?
Mike TV, what's popping? G's, what it is? G?
Hey, people don't understand. They got to take their emotions out of this.
They
what
gotta
actually
take the
happened,
emotions
right
out.
versus wrong, is one thing. But when you get in that courtroom, this is a game they playing. It's chess.
It's chess, not checkers. And if there's any reasonable doubt, the nigga has to walk out. I'm not gonna lie, he has to walk out, bro. And I got reasonable doubt.
I
Like,
even been following the case. I ain't seen none of the evidence, but just hearing the defense lawyer, I got doubt. Wait, you telling me they showed a video of they got video of the car driving to locations, and they got videos of him walking into buildings, but they don't have a video of him inside the car behind the driver's seat. Ooh, cue the X-Files music.
Son, they have no fingerprints. They have no what is called when they shoot the gun and like the gunpowder test or whatever. They got none of that. He don't got no gunpowder residue on him. Nothing, bro.
Cell phone
Nothing.
ping?
They got some phone record shit, but the phone is not in his name.
He did everything he needed to do then. He followed all the rules of the game.
All protocol. The nigga had a mask on. He had gloves on, allegedly, if that was him. The phone wasn't in his name. The only people that's telling on him is niggas that got caught that don't want to do life in jail. Period.
And it sounds like there was no identifying markers or tattoos shown on him.
None.
It was some blue undies.
Yes,
and
some blue undies.
Wear blue undies.
Yes.
It was a Bass Pro Shop hat. A lot of people wear Bass Pro Shop hats. Come on.
Yo, bro.
That's called doubt, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
lawyer's
called
doing his job.
That lawyer did nothing the whole case. But at this moment, he's doing his fucking job. I'm not gonna lie. At this moment, he's doing his job because I had no doubt until just now, and I've been following the case because a lot of people been saying fucked up shit since the beginning, bro, about this, just blaming the other people that didn't have nothing to do with it. And I've been waiting for this case to happen because I like facts, you know what I'm saying? So I've been following it, and I'm like, this nigga's cooked. But when this man started talking right here,
See, what most people don't understand is lawyers on some Sun Tzu Art of War type shit. Appear weak when you were strong. Appear strong when you were weak. All that explaining and, planting the seed of doubt, that don't matter during the trial. That matters right now at this very moment doing closing statements. The last thing the jury's going to hear before they make their decision. And if you can plant any doubt in them, any guilt, fear, doubt, then that man walks free. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, all it takes is one juror. All it takes is one out of the many jury members to say, no, I think he's not guilty.
Yep.
And then they have to keep deliberating or
they got to try to,
called, right?
they're going to have to try to make that one juror change his mind. And if it's a nigga like me, I'm probably going to change their mind. Nigga, like, fuck you talk about, nah, son, like, hold on. There's nothing putting him in the crime scene. Nothing. There's nothing putting him in the crime scene, bro.
Understand that murder is the most difficult charge to prove in the world.
It is, bro. It is.
It's the most difficult. Now, we hear a lot of dumb niggas getting caught up on murder charges and stuff and getting locked up. But you got to understand, them is the real knuckle-dragging, dumbass motherfuckers who just going out there on a whim on some emotional shit, shooting up some blocks.
No mask on, no gloves on, nothing.
When you are a mini hood Agent 42 hitman in training, then you gonna follow the protocol. I ain't got my phone on me.
Nope.
I'm wearing a mask.
Yep.
No identifying mark.
A stolen
I'm not
car.
using my vehicle. Ain't nobody talking. Even if somebody talking, it's gonna be my co-defendants, and that's a doubt right there because a man will say anything to get free.
That nigga will say anything to get back to his daughter, whose birthday was on the same day as he's saying that he committed this crime. A man that will go.
What I said because I wanted to get out of jail. Okay, I just said what the cops wanted me to say.
Insane. A man that will commit a murder on the day of his daughter's birthday so he can buy her a present is a nigga that I'm not taking his word. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not taking that man's word. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Slim Trow says, why did he run if he didn't do anything? Because he didn't want to go to jail. I'm not gonna lie, I'm running too.
No, hold on.
I'm running too.
Stop the cap. He ran because he's guilty and he did it. But being guilty and being proven guilty in the court of the law is two different things, okay? We all know that YNW Melly snapped and killed his best friends in the backseat of that car that night.
But
is
they
he
can't
gonna
prove
be
it.
found guilty in court? Most likely not. That's why the trial keep getting extended. Come on.
That's facts, bro. The nigga ran because he did it.
We all know O.J. Simpson killed that bitch.
Oh, not facts.
They prove it in court.
That's a fact.
No.
Hell no, they did not. And my son was free joking about that shit for 30 years on my soul. The nigga was making jokes about that shit for 30 years before he died. All right, we're gonna get back to the video though. Let me get to some comments real quick, and then we're gonna turn this video back on because this lawyer got the goddamn Superman logo underneath that Men's Warehouse suit he got on, champ, all right? He got the Superman logo underneath that shit, and I believe that he's going to persuade the jury to let his client go. Slim Trial says, the way the lawyer painted the picture without proof makes it look like he may walk out. Damn, that's a fact. Eric Bigman says, this lawyer is doing a great job creating doubt. He is. Daryl People says, that's why I said that statement earlier about people implicating people just to be saying something to get a lighter sentence. Stino, it's gunpowder residue. Yes, that GPR, champ. It is. Gotti gonna hit that lawyer saying, if you get him off, I'll give you $100K. Facts. All right, yo, listen. So we gonna get back to the video because I want to see what Son is saying. Mike TV, stay with me, champ, because we gonna diagnose this shit. I bet.
I go back at him. I think he said something like, "I can't tell you that," and then he eventually started answering some questions.
Luke Evans is the man.
This is the same guy that went into law enforcement and said, "I've never been in that car. I don't know a guy named Justin Johnson other than on Instagram. He's a rapper." And then suddenly, he starts evolving through the story. Still lying to law enforcement. He even looks at a video of himself, right, pumping gas, and goes, "That's not me in the video." And he's like, "Okay, it's me." But they're trying to tell you Justin Johnson's at the Valero gas station, right, when he's pumping gas. Where is he? Now they want you to believe that this shadowy figure up in the right, top corner was Justin Johnson, and that he was the other passenger in the Infinity, but you can't really make out who he is.
That's reasonable doubt. Period. That's reason, bro. This nigga is cooking. Let him cook.
That's what you have to rely on.
Let him cook, bro.
And we talked a little bit about proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And I said one of the ways that you could use to kind of understand it is proof so convincing that you would not hesitate to rely upon it in making the most important decisions of your life. And it's really simple, right? You look there and you go, would I trust Kristen Gardner with anything? If he told me something, would I believe it? The answer is no. Because the more he talked, right, the more you realize he and Trayon are in the Mercedes. They're driving around with a Draco rifle, assault rifle. The same one described as being held by Cornelius Smith in the shooting of Adolph Ford Jr.
Let him cook.
Their prints are in the car. He says they have, he said, a ton of guns in that car. And then he starts talking about how he's related to Dolph, and they were trying to dump the car before, right? And he's reaching out to Dolph's people to try to get rid of a car, which is the reason why after this happened, immediately, day after, he's calling Trayon going, my name's in this. My name's in this. Why would his name be? And
Let him cook.
Why couldn't he just like, oh, I need anything to do with this?
Y'all hit that like button, subscribe, man. Get them damn likes up. You heard? This is interesting, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He's making me feel a certain way. Pause.
At Valero, you do see Trayon and Kristen. They're there front and center. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the phone and location.
Now let's get to the phone records, champ.
In the state's argument just now, you heard her saying what the expert said. A phone using, a tower that could be and he said could be. He said was in the service area of the Valero gas station, or then he said, I didn't do any drive tests, so I can't say what the coverage area would have been, right? And when you're looking at his slides, you know, you've got that really thick PowerPoint exhibit, you'll be able to look at it. And you notice, right, that you're going to notice that the pictures are all really small, they're really zoomed in on the map. And he's talking about, like, this, do you think this is thorough? This is thorough. I mean, he's going through all these calls. Look at what he's doing. I mean, like, but then you have to ask yourself, well, what happens if you expand the map?
That's doubt.
And then you realize,
that's doubt.
This is the exhibit I entered. You realize he's not even counting all the data and calls, because when you show what he left out at 12:23, right, at the time immediately after Adolph Thornton Jr. was shot, there are several towers that Mr. Johnson's phone gets off of that are, one's 3 miles away in one direction, the other one is 3.2 miles away down by the Memphis airport. And then he has to go, I left those out. Not a really good explanation for why, right?
Doubt.
Important. When there are a group of fine people that are looking to find the truth and have to make this decision and need to evaluate the accuracy of what he's telling you.
Appointed court attorney, and y'all really think he's
And
gonna
then you realize,
yo,
that
bro, listen,
when
man.
you talk about coverage areas and where
all
things
they
are
need is a
in
speckle
relation to
of
these
doubt,
phones,
bro.
somebody
This is what you got to understand. The defense has the easier job, and I'm just now realizing this, bro. The defense has the easiest job, bro. All they have to do is make one juror believe that there's any speckle of doubt. And what he's doing right now is he's putting doubt in niggas' minds about everything that was said, bro. Because nothing that was said is clearly, is clearly facts. He's picking apart everything right now.
If this is a public defender, then he's a damn good one.
Yo, what?
I thought this was a paid attorney. He's up here on some, who's that motherfucker who represented OJ? If the glove does not fit, you must have quit, face ass nigga, right?
On my soul.
He's on that type shit.
On my soul.
Damn,
like, yo, bro, all he's doing is painting, letting niggas know that, yo, this shit is not, or like, if you look at it this way, nigga, you would see that it's not all the way proven. You know what I'm saying? Period. Like, the videos, that could be him or could not be him. There's no clear definitive images of him except for at the fucking apartment complex, but they're not in the car that was in the murder. So it's like that doesn't really prove nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the burden of proof is on the prosecution, and
yes.
although you guys might think that that's unfair and that the defense has an easier job, no, that's fair and balanced, because the prosecution, the state versus whoever, they got unlimited resources. They got all the technology. They can pay for all the experts and interview all the witnesses. So it actually is very fair and balanced that somebody can get off if you just plant any amount of doubt, because with all the power and all the resources the state has, they should be able to show beyond a reasonable doubt that you did the shit.
But they can't, because son had a mask and gloves on, period. It don't matter what nigga said that he was there and all that. You can believe him or there's doubt there because it might not have been him and these niggas may be lying on him. I mean, that's honest and that's a fucking doubt, bro. Like, that's just what it is. You gotta call a spade a spade.
Was the murder weapon ever recovered?
I don't think so. And even if it was, there's no fingerprints on it, so... I mean, the nigga had on gloves.
And that's another thing. Murder cases are difficult to convict for in general, but if you don't even have a murder weapon, it's slim to impossible to convict somebody of a murder.
On my soul.
Come on. You ain't even got the weapon that was used in the crime. No shell casings. Come on.
Yo, bro, honestly, it might not have even been Cornelius Smith in the fucking video because he had a mask on too. The nigga might be like, yeah, that's me. But do y'all really know it's him? I mean, it's just doubt. The nigga had a mask on, bro. So he may be lying all the way around, bro. Like, real talk. Eric Big Man says, just need an ounce of doubt. Seen it happen a lot of times. Facts, bro. Bro, I was feeling the opposite way all these days, bro. I've been feeling different. Like, bro, this nigga gonna get cooked, bro. Until this nigga started talking, he made me really, really remember, like, oh, nah, all niggas need is a little piece, an iota of doubt. And this nigga's gonna walk out, bro. Shit crazy, bro.
Anywhere.
So they're
in a
actually
3-mile radius.
going to decide on this today, right?
Yes, they about to deliberate
shit.
today. Yeah, it's gonna get crazy.
Yo, bets. I'm trying to run some numbers, okay? Who trying to play some bets?
Oh my
I say he get
soul.
off.
How did
Yo,
he
Get
listen.
off for $50. Who want to bet against me?
I'm saying that nigga get off too. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean, shit, man. If one of them niggas feel like me, bro, then that nigga's walking straight up and down, bro. That nigga walking, bro.
How did that help?
I would have put on mad weight too, bro. I'd just been eating mad ramen and sandwiches, bro. I'd have put on mad weight. I'd have been some fat nigga right now, bro. Wild fat, bro. Nigga, that shit can't be me, nigga. I weigh 200 plus pounds. Like, that ain't me. Like, I'd have put on mad weight, bro. I'd have fooled them niggas. Real talk, bro.
How does that make you any more certain of someone's presumed location at a given point in time? Because he said it's not an exact science.
Crazy.
And I'm not here to tell you that I can pinpoint where he is.
That's what he said, bro. That's what he
I didn't
said.
do drive testing, and I don't know. The next available tower is what a cell phone normally would look for. But also, I can't even tell you if the towers were down at the time. That could make a difference. That could put you further out. I couldn't tell you if they were down for maintenance, if they were overburdened. And he said, look, if the tower's real busy, it'll direct you to the next tower. But what it doesn't establish is that Justin Johnson was involved in the conspiracy to kill Adolph Thornton. It doesn't establish that he killed Adolph Thornton or possessed a firearm. Now, a little bit about conspiracy. And
Conspiracy!
The fact, as you heard
Let's get it.
from some of the other witnesses.
I'm saying he get charged. He's a young black
Now,
man.
I have to take a little bit of an issue with the state on something that was said.
Depending on who's on the jury, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. If it's remember, it got to be a jury of his peers, and he's a young nigga, bro. So it may be young niggas on the jury, bro. Respectfully, now, I'm saying there has to be a jury of his peers. It ain't like it's some 60-year-old niggas. This nigga's in his 20s, my nigga. You feel me? Like, the niggas in his 20s. You may have a nigga like me or younger than me on there really thinking like, bro, this nigga may not have did this shit, bro.
During their initial argument. And that is this. There was no evidence at all that Justin Johnson was present for any meetings.
This nigga Academics is
Disgusting.
doing everything I do. Y'all niggas go watch my last 5 videos. The nigga Academics is like, all these
One of
niggas be
these
doing everything
said
I be
was,
doing, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
he
I
met
just don't be
with
getting enough.
Menendez,
You know what I'm
Govan.
saying? Niggas be doing everything I'm doing. Now this nigga wanna watch the Dolph case. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You wasn't doing this shit for the past couple days,
And then
nigga.
he said he met with Hernandez,
Like
Govan,
button,
and the other.
subscribe, and hit the nigga Cash App, PayPal, or Super Chat, okay?
Oh, my
Support
soul.
black businesses out here, you heard?
Real talk. You heard? God damn it.
On another occasion.
Word to my
to
mother,
discuss
I'm walking here.
that
No,
Justin Johnson was not there.
I mean, let's cook.
So to suggest that he was present and agreed, where's the agreement?
It's doubt. It's doubt. I ain't gonna lie, it's doubt. Where's the agreement? He wasn't there. Y'all trying to say that this nigga accepted an agreement for 100,000, 100,000 to take somebody out, but that's not proven. Like, it's just because somebody said they, you know what I'm saying? Just because somebody said, bro, don't mean nothing. PNB Rock's murderer got 31 years, so it's not that simple, and his lawyer was cooking too. Every case is different. I'm not saying that this nigga gonna walk. I'm saying I believe he gonna walk. I'm not gonna lie. I'm saying I believe that there's a little bit of doubt. I'm saying if I was on the jury, I'd be like not guilty. Niggas would have to argue with me, and I'm the worst person to argue with. You're not gonna win.
That's the reason why I said I'll bet $50 and not $500.
Real because it's a doubt. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the worst nigga to argue with.
It's even
Period.
a doubt on how much of a doubt
Right.
that his defense is able to do. Come on.
And that's doubt
Everything's
all
fair game.
around. Yeah, bro, it's doubt. Yo, listen, this shit ain't cut it. It ain't as cut as dry as we thought it was. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, if you really think about this shit in another way, which you should, because if you're a juror, you should be thinking about shit on both sides, bro. Now I'm saying you should be thinking about the prosecution, and you should be thinking about the defense. Now I mean, if you're doing that, bro, and you're a good juror, bro, you like, damn, well, even though I believe that son did it, there's really no proof that he did it, bro. He not on the phone saying, yo, I just killed Dolph. There's no video of him there. The nigga got a mask on. You can't really tell if that's him or not. You got a nigga that's untrustworthy telling you that that's him, and they took 100,000 from Big Juke and all that. What if he just saying Big Juke name because Juke is dead? Who knows? That's all doubt to me. That's all
Do
doubt.
not go down listening to Future. Mask on always.
Always. Fucking mask off. Never, champ. Never. Never. Let's get back to the video.
Now,
I'm hiring Luke Evans, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
the court has already instructed you about accomplice testimony and is already warning you that when you're considering that, you have to use caution. Now,
The judge
you also
did say
have to
that.
apply the credibility factors that are in the jury instructions, but they're not an exhaustive list, right? Like we talked about in voir dire. Some of you, most of you, probably all of you have had to talk to somebody before and go, are they telling me the truth or not? And that's exactly what's here. But accomplice testimony is flagged because that person may have an interest.
That's doubt. I'm trying to tell y'all niggas, bro. You can't listen to that nigga because he want to get out of jail.
And you
It's
go, "What is
doubt,
that?"
bro.
Well,
It's doubt.
Cornelius Smith,
Let me ask y'all a question. What would y'all say to not get the death penalty? Who would you lie on to not get the death? Nigga, I'm lying on everybody. I'm not gonna lie. To not get the death penalty? Nigga, I'm lying on whoever, bro. Fuck is you talking about? Nigga, I'm lying on niggas, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Oh, what y'all niggas need me to say? You right. I'm not about to die in jail. Y'all niggas is crazy. I don't give a fuck what I did. You heard? I'm diabolical like that, my nigga. Who
I
needs to
say
get
right up
lied
my
on?
statement. I'm just gonna sign it.
Real talk, bro. Real talk.
Mama,
What?
Sorry.
Matter of fact, you tell me what song to sing. Know what I mean? You tell nigga, this is officially karaoke at this point. You tell me what song to sing, I'm singing it. I don't give a fuck. How you think we gonna beat this case? Niggas, you crazy? I say whatever, and that's doubt, bro. What he's proving right now is doubt. On these comments on YouTube, these niggas just talking crazy. They talk about this nigga's a 4-for-4 lawyer, this nigga's a Timu lawyer, and all this other shit. On some real shit, he done made me believe that there's doubt in this case, and it is, bro. It really is. When I was listening to the judge talk, she was giving me doubt. She the first one who said, yo, you can't really listen to like, don't solely base your decision on Cornelius Smith because, now I'm saying, like, that shit may not be true or not. Nigga, that's doubt. Period. That's fucking doubt. Let's get back to the video.
number one,
It's
told
doubt.
he had to admit, he didn't want to admit it, but he's meeting with the state. He's hoping to get a benefit on his own sentence.
This is facts. This is facts.
He's supposed to be telling the truth.
This is
But
facts.
he's writing his sisters at the exact same time that he's meeting with the government, or the state rather, and telling them, I didn't do this, I'm just lying to get the deal.
That's what he said? Oh, hold on. If that's what he said, the nigga sent a text to his sister saying, I'm just lying to get the deal? Come on, bro. Every
I
case.
wonder what his first meal is gonna be when he walks today.
So that nigga about to have a Chick-fil-A Son, nigga going straight. That nigga going straight to Waffle House. Nigga, what are you talking about, nigga? Straight to Waffle House. Fuck you mean, nigga? Michael Childress says every case is have doubt. And if you're a juror and there's doubt, you have to say not guilty. Period.
Also,
it has to be no reasonable doubt.
Most people may not understand. Regardless, he's getting the death sentence. Because even if he walks, how long y'all think he gonna last on the street?
Oh man, that nigga gonna have to
kill
move.
the legend.
Yeah, but you gonna have to
hero
move out of Memphis. I'm not gonna lie, like you gonna have to move out of Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Period, nigga. Straight up. Straight up.
Just lying to get the deal.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now, is that his conscience, like he wanted to say? No. That's him telling his family. His family. Why would he lie to his sisters?
That's doubt, bro.
If he had a conscience, right? If he had done this out of the sense of, I did this awful thing, I feel awful, I've got to accept responsibility and tell the truth. No. But you remember, and it was kind of an interesting moment when he was testifying, because at one point he says, oh, that's not lying, I was gaming. Gaming's not lying.
What? Yeah, bro.
And the unfortunate part of all this is he's gaming everybody, including trying to game y'all.
Mm-hmm. Nah, this nigga's cooking, bro.
That's
He's
the
Chef
problem.
Ramsay right now, bro. He is Chef
And he
Ramsay
thinks
right
he's
now.
gonna walk. I mean, and the only person in this case who got paid for this. Remember, there is no proof whatsoever that Justin Johnson got a penny. Cornelius Smith got 50 grand for a lawyer for killing Adolph Thornton and didn't have to give it back. He didn't have to give it back. His lawyer was in the courtroom.
Trying to
And
tell
I asked him, I
niggas.
said, you remember, I said, how
Trying to
could
tell
you?
niggas.
You didn't give it back, you grew a conscience. What's going on with you?
So I'll sign any agreement to get
Anyway.
that life sentence off my head.
Well,
Me
I
too,
did.
nigga. Fuck what you talking about? Fuck these niggas.
Services rendered, right? And the lawyer, he's talking about with his sisters, he's saying, oh, well, my lawyer's telling me to cooperate. I'm walking. I'm not doing it unless I can walk. Now, he was asked by Mr. Hagerman, have I ever told you you're not going to have to go to prison? And he said, no, you haven't. But you have to keep in mind two things, right? At the time he was giving all this information that made him valuable to come in here and talk, he thought he was getting out. That's when those letters are going out. Those letters are going out, and he thinks he's getting out because he's got the lawyer, they got the cooperator from Holly Bobo to walk. And that's the type of thing you have to remember when you're assessing whether you can rely upon Cornelius Smith and anything that he said. The guy that sat in that chair, and he was asked by Mr. Hagerman, when you killed Adolph Thornton, what did you feel? And like it was nothing, said, I didn't feel anything. I just trying to get paid.
Sir, bro, your live is behind. Yeah, I know, because we're pausing it to talk. We're pausing it to do that, man. All right.
And that's the guy that they want to put in front of you and say, believe it. You know, he went and talked about exchanging money, right? Getting $800, right? At one point said, till you find people that he got that Mr. Johnson somehow came back into town and he talked on the phone with him and brought $500. And then some other time, some other guy in a Chrysler 300 showed up and provided money to his girlfriend. Well, two things. One, that's not what Mr. Smith originally said to law enforcement. He said that Chrysler 300 came twice, and then Mr. Justin Johnson wasn't anywhere inside. Well, and what do you know about the Chrysler 300? Jamarcus Johnson, right? Did Jamarcus Johnson say when he was here in front of you, did you ever hear the state ask him, did you deliver the money? Is part of you being involved in helping Mr. Johnson? Did you deliver money for him? I mean, he asked about the email, or the text rather, about Cornelius emailing Justin's phone and saying, essentially, I need money for the birthday party. That's because Cornelius Smith is lying from start to finish.
Damn.
And then for the first time ever, here in court, he says he wiped the card out. Who's in contact? Who's in contact with Govan? According to Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. Who's not in contact with Govan? Mr. Johnson. Did you hear anything about that? Now, when you go back in the jury room, you're going to be reviewing, obviously, these videos. And one of the things that you have to kind of ask yourself is timing. When you see Mr. Johnson in the elevator with his little girl leaving Crosstown that morning. And of course, you know there's going to be one exhibit that's the reel where the state had on it 11:51 in the morning. And then of course Mr. Hagerman came in, acknowledged the mistake to say that wasn't the right time. And put an officer on the stand, the lieutenant, to talk about getting access to the time, how he got the timestamp. But what that shows you is this. They don't know what time it was that day on that video. They don't know. I mean, mistakes get made. I'm not here to suggest that they don't. But you have to ask yourself, okay, the mistake got made, and then there's a timestamp. Okay, we want to put the timestamp one in. That seems like the logical choice. But then you have to listen to the lieutenant, right? And go, Lieutenant, what did you do to check and confirm that these were accurate times? Well, I looked at the live feed when I was in there. I had to have a technician. It's a computer. I don't understand it. But when I was there, I looked up at the screen and it appeared to be the right date and time. But not one person, you didn't hear from anybody that could say, that was confirmed, that's accurate, nothing happened with the system beforehand. And you even heard him say, it is not uncommon at all to pull surveillance cameras that have inaccurate date and times. Because you have to ask yourself about timing. You have to ask yourself about timing of leaving Crosstown, Mr. Johnson presumably going all the way to Whitehaven, if he's in that Mercedes and dropping his daughter off, right? And he said 20 minutes, something like that. Then he's supposedly driving all the way back to Wild Rose, 20 minutes, thereabouts, to pick up Cornelius Smith, they got to leave, then turn around and go to Bradley and go back to the white truck, right? And then get out and be in front of the Makita Cookie at 12:21. Now,
And the prosecution already
that part
gave
of
their
comment,
closing remarks, right?
I think they're gonna go again after he's done.
Okay, I got you.
I think we a little behind because we keep stopping, but I mean it is what it is. You know what I'm saying we gotta give our side of what we think is happening. So, but I think they're gonna go again. I think they getting into a little back and forth, which should be interesting.
common sense and your everyday experiences, what does that tell you about going one place to the other? Right? Takes longer, right? If you're stopping places, if you got to park, if you're presumably dropping a child off, there's going to be some kind of a exchange of a child, maybe a discussion with a person, and you build all that in. That's a lot of time. And I would submit to you that one of the reasons that became an issue is about correcting that time is when the state realized that I was asking questions of that witness and asking him how long it would take to get from point A to point B to here to here to here. Because when you do the math and it's 11:51, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And all this about Bradley, even the exchange of the Mercedes for the Infiniti, the dropping of the Mercedes at Bradley and picking up the SUV, whether somebody cleaned the Mercedes or didn't, who moved their Mercedes to the backyard, all of that, according to Cornelius Smith, should have been captured on Hernandez Govan's home security system. Right?
Right.
He said Govan had a security system directly facing Bradley because that's why when he decided that he was going to go wipe the car down, either the day it happened or the day after, he couldn't quite remember, he texted Govan and said he was coming through there because he didn't want Govan to mistake him for somebody trying to come up on him. I asked Detective or Sergeant Dabney, did y'all canvass? Yes, we canvassed the neighborhood. He didn't do it personally, but he would have presumed they would have talked to everybody, including Hernandez Govan. Right? We don't necessarily know if they did or didn't, because we didn't get to hear from Mr. Govan.
Nope.
I asked Detective Browning if he was aware of any video from there. No. But if Cornelius Smith, right, is this person that's telling you the truth, because the truth doesn't change, then the fact that there were videos would have been known as early as March of 22, when he was meeting with law enforcement. And I'm not saying law enforcement doesn't want to find out who did this. They would have absolutely went and looked. But we don't know. We don't know. And there's a lot that you should know that you don't. Because there's a material witness that should have been called by the state that wasn't called. Hernandez Govan. And maybe some of you sat through this and thought, I want to hear what he has to say.
This man is
And
cooking.
when I told you in
Cooking!
the opening statement, I said,
Cooking,
it's
bro.
important, right?
We should have talked to
Cooking.
old
For
boy,
you to
but we
weigh
didn't
out.
talk to old boy. I wonder what old boy had to say.
I wonder why they didn't let y'all hear from old boy, bro. That's doubt. As soon as I hear that, I'm like, damn, well, why didn't they let us hear that? That's called doubt. And that's all you need. It's a speckle of doubt, bro. Like, this is
Be able,
facts.
as part of your
This is Chef
duty
Curry
as
right
jurors,
here.
to be able to compare those two testimonies together.
This nigga is cooking, bro.
I'm sure some of you were thinking, yeah, that would make sense. I know we talked about that in voir dire, about getting two people to talk to kind of differentiate. Some of you that may have been a teacher, talking about that is one of the ways that you try to figure out who's telling the truth, who isn't. But you weren't able to do that.
Damn. They didn't give you a chance to do that. Yo, crazy.
You were deprived of that.
You was deprived of that.
clear,
It's crazy.
As you heard about Hernandez Govan, he was cooperating in this investigation. He met with law enforcement on at least 2 occasions pursuant to a proffer agreement,
Oh, he took a
which meant he was
proffer.
allowed to go in and give information
Wow.
and not have his words used against him later.
These proffer agreements is insane.
I don't have the ability
What's a proffered agreement?
to make good on a proffer letter. Only the state does. I don't have the ability to wave a magic wand and give him a reduced sentence if he comes in and testifies for me. So he's to my exclusion. He's to Mr. Johnson's exclusion, and ultimately to your exclusion.
You said an offer letter? What?
A proffer letter, I think.
And if this is a
I gotta
truth-seeking
Google
function,
that shit.
why didn't the state call him? And it is. Your job's to find the truth of the matter. And ultimately to go, did they prove their case or not? But you were deprived of that.
This nigga is.
And the judge instructed you about a jury instruction. And that's the law. That's part of all the different things she told you. This is as important as any of them. And the law states that it creates an inference that the testimony of that witness, Govan, would have been unfavorable to the state. Now, it's up to you to decide whether or not he was unavailable, a material witness, and whether or not there should be the inference. But you're allowed to make that inference in here. And unfavorable, I would tell you, unfavorable to the state means favorable to Mr. Johnson. And knowing that, can you really?
Nah,
Can
I
you
definitely know what a proffer
really
agreement
refer it?
is. The question is, if he was offered a proffer by the state and he gave his testimony of exactly what happened, the only reason for me to believe that he hasn't been called by the state is because he would damage the state's case. Period. The state can't use that shit because it would probably cause reasonable doubt as far as what they trying to prove against Justin Johnson. So my question is, why didn't they call Govan? If Govan was the nigga who put 2 and 2 together and heard that it was a hit and told the niggas to go do it, why didn't he come in court and say, yeah, I'm the one who told the nigga to go do it? Why didn't they call him? He's already on a proffer agreement, so if they call him, he has to testify. That's a part of the proffer. You got to testify if we call you, my nigga. Period. Why didn't they do that? It's called doubt. It's called doubt.
Of guilty. And have your mind rest easy.
Nah, I saw a good triple O. You know the vibes. Yeah.
And not walk away and go, I just don't know if I did the right thing. Knowing that there was information out there that could have been presented to you
But it wasn't.
It wasn't. That would have been favorable to Mr. Johnson. That I couldn't give you. Can you be morally certain in that instance? In order
This motherfucker might as well say you'll have to answer to God
to
for the
be
decision you
convinced
make today.
beyond a reasonable doubt.
It's facts,
You
though.
go to the
Johnson.
pearly gates. Will you look
It's
Jesus
one.
in the eyes and say you made the right choice?
That nigga putting pressure on niggas crazy. If you wouldn't be able to
You
tell
have to
God
consider everything.
about
You have
this,
to consider what you've heard,
then you must acquit.
and you have to go, what I heard from Kristen Garner and Cornelius Smith, was that so convincing that I wouldn't hesitate to rely upon it in making those most important decisions in your own life? Will my mind rest easy if I convict this young man based on their word in conjunction with that video and the other videos and what you didn't hear? The answer is no. When you examine your conscience back there, after you've taken the time to deliberate, I think you'll find the answer is no. Two things I want you to remember, and I'm wrapping up.
Yeah, wrap up, nigga. Shit been kind of, you know what I'm saying?
The way the burden of proof works. And you've heard this statement, right? They ain't got nothing to prove. You may say that to somebody. Like, I ain't got nothing to prove here. Justin Johnson, he doesn't have anything to prove here.
That's a fact.
They do.
It's a fact. Let them cook. Seasoning.
We've all heard the term benefit of the doubt. Right? Everybody likes to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. You are legally
Required.
prohibited from giving the state the benefit of the doubt.
Real talk. All the benefit of doubt got to go to Justin Johnson, bro. It's the
Can't carry their
law.
water for them.
It's the law.
Again, I appreciate it. This is, as I said, last time I get to speak to you. The state's going to get one more opportunity to talk to you this morning. They get the last word. That's how the system's set up. But it has been my honor to represent Mr. Johnson in this case. It's been my honor to present this case before you all. And thank you so much.
My son is fucking ill, yeah.
This
chill.
one's gonna get rough though because the Constitution gets the last word. So they
Nah,
about to come up
still-
there and
yo,
say,
listen.
fuck everything that nigga just
Yo,
said.
F that nigga, he got a bald head. Know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing
For
they
real.
can say, bro. But I'm gonna give a round of applause to my nigga Luke Evans for that. So I'm not gonna lie, I have to, bro. I have to, bro. That nigga was cooking. He was cooking, bro. Now I'm saying, to me, I have reasonable doubt. Now let's see what the prosecution has to say. Hit that like button, subscribe. We've been on for 2 hours. I really don't do live streams this long, but it is what it is. We here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, hit that Cash App, hit that goddamn super chat if you want to support. Let's keep it going. Oh, this a different nigga this time. Oh shit. What's my son from Superman name? The evil nigga? Lex Luthor. The nigga Lex Luthor just popped up, Chan. I ain't gonna lie.
Started this with a little Memphis talk. Those cookies
Hold
are
on 1 second, Chan.
fire. I think that's how we started it. A little more Memphis talk. What y'all even talking about? What y'all even talking about? A missing witness? Fernandez Gomez? A missing witness? Hernandez Govan? Absent material witness. And the defense wants to say that is Hernandez Govan? What do we know about Hernandez Govan? He's a defendant in the case.
That young Dolph shit.
He is charged with murder and conspiracy to murder. Whether it's from television or whether it's in black and white at the bottom of that same instruction, a defendant has the right not to testify and incriminate himself. He is a defendant. He is not a missing witness. That would be insane. I could willy-nilly just start calling every defendant. And they just have to come in here and testify. That's crazy. It doesn't even work like that on television. It doesn't even work like that in black and white in front of you. That would be insanity, and that wouldn't be a legal system where you had a Fifth Amendment right. That would be an inquisition, is actually what they used to call it, where you didn't have that right in the Supreme Court. So the idea that the defense would call a defendant who's charged with this crime an absent witness shows you how desperate it is. And then we'll talk about things in isolation. Look at Kirsten Gardner. I'm sure he knew that car was stolen. I'm sure he did too. Well, then how can you believe him? Or look at Cornelius Smith. I'm sure it's not his conscience that made him talk. I'm sure it's not either. He talked because he's caught. So don't believe him. Somebody made a mistake on one slide about the time, so it was corrected.
This nigga's not cooking right now.
So we can't believe the video.
He's not cooking.
You know, there's a word that actually exists because it's a thing. It's corroboration. It's corroboration is what they call it. Like, can you look at something somebody's saying and compare it to something else and then determine whether or not that person's telling the truth about it? Because that's how we should judge stuff. Did Kirsten Gardner know the car was stolen? I bet he did. Does he think Treon Ingram actually paid for it because of something? No, we didn't pay for the car. They're riding around with guns in a stolen car, and they're trading it with her buddy, Mr. Johnson. But how do we know that? Corroboration. Is there evidence that shows us that? Well, there's the Valero video, which shows something strange. Shows something strange. Shows Kirsten come up in the car and then somebody else get in and drive off. Strange.
What does that have to do with
Another piece
Justin?
of corroboration. Where's Justin Johnson's phone at the time? Well, in the area of the Valero station. Can you say it's in the parking lot? No, you can't. But it's in the Valero, in the vicinity of the Valero station. But my God, is there something else? Yeah. And this is what is ignored throughout the entire talk we just heard. We don't just have towers. We just don't have cell phone towers. We don't just have a Valero video. We just don't have a Haven Court video. We don't just have a crosstown video. We don't just have a defendant who's like, Cornelius Smith, I'm guilty and so is he. That's us two in the parking lot shooting him. We've got Justin Johnson's actual phone. We've got his actual phone. In this case, it's been over so many times. Things that happen that are actually really dramatic just sort of happen. Because as soon as we saw the video of the Makeda shooting, and as soon as you see the video of Crosstown of him leaving in the exact same outfit, in the white Mercedes, case is over. But We keep going. As soon as you hear from a co-defendant who's like, that's me in the parking lot shooting Dolph, I'm going to prison, and Justin Johnson's the guy next to me doing it, case is over. As soon as you see the Haven Court video, 40 minutes after the shooting of the two shooters and his cousin, case is over. But then things kept on happening. That if you didn't have all that proof, it would have even been more dramatic, or would have been dramatic. When they happened, I would see in your eyes a little thing, a little twinkle. We have his phone. And the night before, we have a text.
What the text say,
The night
champ?
before the homicide, we have a text. From
What does
who?
the text say,
From
champ?
John Ingram. To who? Justin Johnson.
What does it say, champ?
Sending him what? A picture of the white Mercedes. What do we have next? Another text. Justin Johnson. Treon Ingram. Dropping his location. Bradley. Kissed and said. They met on Bradley. Then they drove to Valero. And they switched cars. That's corroboration. So do you have to be willing to trust Kissinger with the keys to your car? Of course not. You think I trust Kissinger with the keys to my car? But do I know he's telling the truth about this? Well, yeah, I do. Because it's on video at Valero. It's documented in his phone with literal pictures and locations. This is plain and simple. Do I have to believe that Cornelius Smith is talking because of pangs of conscience? No. No. He's talking because he got caught. Is he hoping that the truth will help him? Absolutely. He's hoping that the truth will help him. Is he going to prison after this? Absolutely. He's going to prison after this. Is there anything about his testimony, like Kissinger's, that we can corroborate? Oh my goodness. What's the first thing he tells us about that day?
What's up, man?
Justin Johnson.
Come give me a hug.
I think I missed a call, and then I get a second one.
What's up?
And what do we got?
How was school?
Justin Johnson's phone.
How was school?
You
Good?
can delete your call
Was
logs,
good? Yes.
which he did from that day,
Bye.
but they're still in the phone. And what do you know? 2 calls to Cornelius Smith from him right before he comes and picks him up at Lamar and Sons. That's corroboration. What does Smith
Hey,
tell us?
pick that up over there.
We go to Bradley directly after the shooting, but dump the cars. Dump the cars is important. Because here's another little, real tricky truth test. Justin's driving the white Mercedes. You see it in the video, of course. Cornelius testifies to it. He says, we drive to Bradley. He hands me the keys to the Expedition. I jump out of the car. I get in the Expedition driving while Justin parks the car in the driveway there on the front. Well, we know the white Expedition is also Justin's car. We've seen it across town for testimony. What do we see at Haven Court? Cornelius says, from there we end up going to Justin's cousin's apartment. It used to be called the 2 Lanes, Gospel Gardens, the address on Haven Court. We see the white Expedition arrive.
Yeah, the phone evidence is damning, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
The white Expedition. Justin's car. Who's driving?
Yeah, is it too late for me to rescind my $50 bet?
Yes.
Cornelius Smith.
Yes, it is.
That's why I didn't bet no more than 50, okay?
Oh, my soul.
How did you make that up? They pull up at Haven Court with Cornelius Smith
He
driving
got homework.
and Justin in the passenger seat. just like it had to happen, just like Cornelius Smith told you when he testified. We do the shooting. Justin's driving the white Mercedes. He hands me the keys to the Expedition. We get to Bradley. I jump out. I get in the driver's seat of the Expedition. Justin parks the Mercedes, jumps in, Haven Court. And what do you know? That's what we see. And what do you know? If you're lying, that detail is almost impossible to account for. Corroboration. We plainly see in the video Haven Court. We plainly see them go inside. We plainly see Justin Johnson come out, meet this character in the Dodge Challenger, get some other clothes, get some bags, go in. We plainly see the Chevy Trax come, Angela Arnold.
Hey, I just gotta say for the record, a nigga named Adolph is wild.
Bro, a nigga named Adolph is insane. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what his parents was on. Salute to Mama Dolph and Papa Dolph.
Corroborate over and over and over. And that's so incredibly important as we do in trials. That's how we make decisions. Corroboration.
He did this?
That's why we have evidence. That's why we don't just call one witness and say it's over with. We put evidence in front of you. And one of those moments,
He writes
when
like
this
me.
trial was just over
Chicken
again
scratch.
for the 5th time, was when we were showing the slide from his phone, from Justin's phone. Cornelius says right after the shooting, Justin calls and then FaceTimes with somebody. He says it's Big Joke. The guy that put the money down for this. Number 2 is CMG. Guy that put hits on the other artists too. Cornelius says it's a FaceTime. Spelling out Dolph with your hands. And what do we find in Justin's phone? I mean, delete the stuff all day long. He did. Whole day. November 17th. Deleted all day long, but it's still in there. A call and FaceTime interaction with him. Justin Johnson with Big Joke. With Big Joke. Cornelius tells you. And there you see it in black and white. It's not 1981. No, that's true. Caught on camera and everything else, but you're also walking around your pocket with a phone that you can delete a call log, but it's still there. The times you called Cornelius Smith that morning, still there. The time when you called and then FaceTime with Big Joke right after the murder of Dolph, still there. The videos from Haven Court that show you arriving, still there. The videos of Haven Court that see you changing clothes. Did he have enough time to do it? Well, yeah, he had enough time to do it. He left crossing at 10:51. He had over an hour and a half to go drop off his kid 20 minutes away.
Street Souvenir said, why was Dolph in the same clothes for 3 days? He was getting to that bag, you heard? He was getting to that bag, you heard?
Memphis Talk. All the times. All the times. Before the murder, we see him at Crosstown in the murder outfit. Similar clothing? No. Identical clothing. Patch on the legs. Bass Pro hat. Everything. Before the murder. The Mercedes. Similar Mercedes? No. Back end damage, just like we saw in the video. During the murder, again, caught on video, white Mercedes, back end damage, the exact same clothing across town. Looks like him. Right-handed like him. Gloved up, like Cornelius said. Driving away from the murder. Who you calling? Who you texting? Big Joe. Caught before, caught during, and then caught after. At Haven Court. Video of them arriving and leaving. Caught before, during, and after. That's called being caught all the times. All the times. He is literally caught before, during, and after. Caught all the times. And then what does he do? Then what do we have? Another Methodist phrase. Get on down. Get on down.
You could put one of those on the
Cross
fridge.
town the last video.
Start putting shit up on the fridge.
Packing my suitcases.
Let me see. Let me see, Pop. Let me see, Pop. Let me see.
To head out of town. Packing my suitcases to head out of town and get on down. Like the police tell us, a manhunt. Not just in Memphis, well beyond Memphis. As Jamarcus tells us, he's going in and out of town. As Jamarcus tells us, he sees pictures on social media, Rolls Royce, stacks of money. Get out of town, get on down. The crime has been committed, Dolph has been killed, and we literally see him at the elevator with his suitcases getting on down.
Street Food Souvenir says then when the cops
Flight can create an
then
inference
when the
of guilt.
cops so get there, they have to have the
Well, yeah.
cookie shop worker unlock the door.
This case
from
was
the
over
outside.
when you saw the videos. This case was over when you heard from the co-defendant. This case was over when you saw him at Crosstown with the suitcases leaving, knowing that the manhunt was coming and he was out of town and leaving. Brilliant. Brilliant. Now it's time for us, though. Now it's time for us to get on down, but we don't get on down by fleeing. We don't get on down by hiding. We don't get on down with pictures of Rolls Royces and stacks of money. We get on down by doing what's right and doing our jobs and looking at the evidence, the witnesses, the corroboration, and applying the law to those things. We get on down by doing justice. We get on down.
No boy talking about get on down.
Yeah, bro, is he
Get
mean?
on up.
Know what I mean?
Gotta get on the scene.
This nigga's this
You were caught all the times and you're guilty of all the things.
I still think the defense cooked though. I ain't
Conspiracy to
gonna lie.
commit murder? I just heard, okay, let's at least cut him a break on the conspiracy to commit murder because he wasn't there for at least like one of these meetings with Big Joe or something. That's what I just heard. Let's cut him a little break on the conspiracy to murder because he's not at this meeting with, Big Joe and Govan and Cornelius. So let's cut him a little break on that. That's what I heard. Let's cut him a little break on that. There's no requirement in the law that every conspirator have to be at every single meeting with each other. There has to be an agreement and an understanding. And there was clearly an understanding. Big Jook is going to pay money to take out PRE artists, and at the top of that chain is Dolph. Now, does he demonstrate any understanding of that? Is there anything he does that shows he's part of this understanding that this is going to happen? Yeah. He literally shows up with gloves and guns, has a white Mercedes he gets from Treon, has Cornelius driving next to him, and they drive and go do it. So the idea that, okay, he committed the murder, but give him a break on the, no. He's guilty of the conspiracy, just like they're all guilty of the conspiracy. And of course he's guilty of the murder because we watched it on video. Last short thing. Just one lyric. Just one lyric. You too real. Dolph, you too real. He rapped about what he calls come up. What he saw in neighborhoods, what he saw in his family, growing up. Too real. He rapped about people that he had a rivalry with. Dolph, too real. Included disses.
Nigga said Dolph too real. What, bro? What's going on, man?
Big Chuck. You too real.
Yo, this nigga is crazy, bro. What the fuck is he talking about?
Too real. Last moments of his life, last seconds of his life. How long was the videotape? 30 seconds? You're too real. Dies on the floor. A neighborhood cookie store in Orange Mountain. It's real.
He trying to hypnotize niggas.
Yo,
What the
bro, this nigga rapping right now.
Your family
You gonna have a
misses
mixtape after this.
That nigga Dolph too real, too real.
you. Erica and Mia and the kids. You too real.
This nigga is crazy.
This is real. This is too real. And when the killer wanted to
Bro, he's wilding right now,
just
bro.
caught on video all the times. You even watch it get on down. It's time for us to be real. And we don't need Memphis talk for that.
Yo, what?
It's called just do what's right. It's as simple as that. Just do what's right. Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson killed Adolph Lord Jr. November 17th. We watched it happen. Cornelius Smith, Justin Johnson, Hernandez, Govan, Big Chuck, they all conspired to have it done, and it was done. November 17th, 2021. And as he did it, he was already a convicted felon. He should be found guilty of all counts. We do what's right. That's how we do. Guilty conspiracy to commit murder, murder in the first degree, and convicted felon in possession of a handgun.
Sheesh. That's it. Thank God, bro. Fuck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got a few more pages of the charge to read to you. I'm going to pick up on page 29.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I think now they're in deliberations, champ. The jury is now deliberating. Woo, champ! The verdict clock is on screen at 12 minutes and 38 seconds. They've been deliberating. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Should I stay live? Should I stay live to see how long the verdict is going to be? Should I do that? He seemed a little shaky with his closing arguments, repeating the same shit over and over. As wow, damn, it's a toss up with this. And you know what a toss up means? It means that there's doubt. That's all that means, bro. Like if you're undecided on whatever, that just means that there's doubt. That's all that means, bro. You know what I'm saying? That means that it's doubt. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that means. When the state was laying it out, it seemed like it was a slam dunk. Yeah, until you realize that there may be a little doubt. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's different. Some people may not have doubt. Some people do have doubt. I just want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think he's guilty or not guilty? I'm going to see how long it takes for them niggas to violate. They definitely getting found guilty on all accounts. It's been not much invested in the cover-up. Okay. Well, I'll probably watch this shit and see what the verdict is gonna be. I'm not gonna stay live because I got a bunch of shit. He said stay live. I want to call in. Give me a second. All right. Damn. I got kids. I ain't gonna lie. I got kids. I don't think a verdict is going to be ready today. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It might be. It might be, bro. Like we don't know. Shit may take a half hour, may take an hour. They might go back there. Everybody may say guilty, and then there's nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. I know I'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes, man. I got to do a bathroom break, man. I'll be right back, man. Y'all niggas can talk amongst yourself, or let my nigga Mike TV talk to y'all for 1 second. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna hold it down, okay? Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. What does the chat think, though? At first, I was like, they're planting some doubt. The prosecution came back up, and the prosecution wasn't necessarily spitting, but the phone evidence is pretty damning. They were refuting some claims that the defense made about.
Yeah, I'll make it quick.
Well, go ahead. You've got the floor. Are you there, Subtle?
No, that's fact.
We got. Oh, I think there's a little bit of a delay on the audio. You're probably listening to it on YouTube instead of on the Discord or something. Street Souvenir says it's absolutely coming in today and it will be fast. Okay. Daryl don't think a verdict's going to be ready today. I don't know.
Yeah, no, so I'm just basically saying, like, in the long run, like, when it comes down to it, like, obviously you got to think about Dolph was beloved. Dolph was a very well-known, like, figure. And again, too, you also have to think about, like, Justin Johnson, you know, up-and-coming rapper. I mean, to me, that would speak to motive. Obviously, too, if you're from different camps, you know what I'm saying, music-wise. That, to me, is just only reason why I would think that, like, there is some credibility to he might have done it. But again, also, too, I mean, how many rappers are in that? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of different, like, positives and negatives when you really think about, like, motivation to the crime. But again, in the long run, I would have to say that's what's, you know, guiding me, especially in murder trials, is what is the possible motivation here? Who stands to gain something from the crime itself? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it seemed like the main motivation for the defendant was supposed to be financial, right?
Right. And again, too, if they're wearing the same clothes for a couple of days, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got to talk to Govan and all this other stuff. And, you know, obviously they got more money because, you know, we could see by who they are in the community and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes it seem like, yeah, these people were motivated by money and, you know, rivalries and stuff like that. I don't know. That to me, that always just speaks to guilt.
It gets tricky. All I know is I'm happy to be living my dream as a content creator, editing some videos,
Right.
chopping it up with y'all, about to smoke a joint, about to eat some steak, and I ain't got my life on the line being deliberated on by strangers, okay? I am blessed to have made the right choices. E40 said everybody
Yeah.
got choices.
No, that's the other thing too. I mean, I'm not even saying like, this is how I feel 100%. I'm just saying, if it was me, if you had to ask me like, oh yeah, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I look at people's motives. Who stands to gain, like I said, and then that kind of like leads me to believe like, yeah, if you have something bigger to gain, if you didn't have $800 and somebody gave you $800, would you do something for $800? I don't
Yes,
know.
and
Most
and
poor
and
people
this
I
is
know.
why I'm just so grateful that I'm not in this position. I mean,
Right.
shout out to Daryl
That's what I'm
Peoples.
saying.
Daryl
I'm like,
says if he walks, he will never be safe in Memphis. Exactly. Even if he gets off and gets found not guilty, he's guilty in the eyes of the streets, and I don't even think he'll last 72 hours.
right.
And if he does last 72 hours, those are going to be the most terrifying 72 hours of his life. Every car that rolls past, every loud bang, I mean, man's his public enemy number one. He has to go into WITSEC or something.
Right.
But he's not a witness, so I don't think he'll get witness protection program, right?
That's the other thing too. Again, I mean, I wouldn't want to have anybody to have doubt either way. If I committed a crime and I know I did it and everybody knows I did it, I'm not hiding from it. We're going to trial and I'm gonna get sentenced and it's gonna be over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I get out of it and I know I don't deserve it, I'm gonna feel so guilty. I'm gonna feel so messed up inside because I have morals and a conscience. But again, it's kind of one of those things. I mean, how far can you run from the truth?
X. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't know. It's getting tricky out here in these streets. I mean, I don't know why people want to be rappers these days. It's a short-lived profession. I mean, the labels are graping you. You got everybody. Even if you fall off, they gonna think you got it. I just seen a video the other day of some failed rapper, some young kid who's working in the drive-through, and people coming through and teasing them and shit. Oh, you used to be that one rapper. I mean, come on.
Right.
The danger, the conflict, the drama. Shit.
That's the other thing too. It's competitive, bro. Like, I mean, if you're not number one, then nobody cares about you. So I think, yeah, maybe somebody might want to get some notoriety, positive or negative.
Not just competitive, but extremely oversaturated as well.
No, that leads right into where I was trying to get at is, yeah, so like you could be number 45 on a list of 1,000, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if you're not in the top like 10, is anybody gonna be really looking for you? Like,
Good point.
you're not pulling in the numbers. You're not. So you have to do something to get yourself higher. So I feel like people who are desperate to get to the top will do what they need to get to the top.
Mm-hmm. Any means necessary.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
it's
I mean,
unfortunate.
yeah, in the real world, like some people might work a couple extra hours to get that raise or whatever. But I mean, you got to think about it. Like, what are you willing to do? I mean, if you have nothing to lose, you're probably willing to do anything.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
it's really
I mean,
pathetic, and it's all over chump change. Really, I mean, what he allegedly got $800. $800 ain't nothing. What?
right,
$800 for taking that risk and risking your free? I mean, come on. I was a realtor as a
right,
teenager. cashing $15,000 checks. I would have never thought about murdering someone for 800 measly. What? $800 is 2 weeks' pay working a 9 to 5. Come on, $800 ain't nothing super life changing.
Right, and that's exactly what I was talking to Sino about behind the scenes. I was like, you would have to give me more money than I could ever see in my lifetime doing like a regular 9 to 5 job. Like that's the only way I would do something out of pocket, and you know what I'm saying? Like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Are you gonna get like 50 million and never have to like do anything in the rest of your life? Or are you gonna get $500 and still have to go to work the next week?
Yeah,
Think about it.
crazy. I don't know. People taking penitentiary chances, being short sighted.
That too. That too.
They say a fool and his money are easily parted. Well, I say a fool and their freedom are easily parted.
Right. Right.
Come on.
I mean, that that's the other thing too. I mean, you have to not have a lot of cognitive thought process to doing a murder like that. I mean, it's one thing to not have the spectacle of going after a big name person and, just going after a nobody that somebody might not be looking for, you know? But I always feel like when you go after these big name rappers, come on now, everybody's going to talk. Everybody's going to have some speculation on it. Somebody might snitch. The odds go up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to think about that.
I don't even understand the logic of the people. Like, again, I haven't been following this at all, but they say either Yo Gotti set the hit up or Yo Gotti's brother or something. Like, I don't even understand those dudes even hiring people to, like, somehow it's gonna trace back to you.
Right.
Somehow somebody's
Well,
gonna talk, especially if you're shorting people $99,000, right?
right, right, because somebody's going to feel butthurt about it and then, try to stick it back to you. I
Nine,
mean, that's
90,
my logic.
$99,200 to be exact. And there's no evidence that Justin Johnson received any bread. This is why I'm saying if there's a speckle of doubt, he must leave out. I'm not going to hold you. Like, the judge is back. The judge is back. Is the verdict done? They've only been deliberating for almost a half hour. It's been 25 minutes, champ. All right? Is the verdict here? And I'm not going to hold you some breaking news on Diddy. I think I'm going to break the news right now and just do like a VOD. I'm going to just record this shit real quick in between since they not saying nothing. I'm going to just pull up the other shit real quick. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about Diddy real fast. I still got this shit in the cut looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to that Diddy shit that Poncho just sent me. Salute to Poncho for the breaking news on the diddler. You heard? On the diddler. He's diddling, okay? Give me 1 second. Here we go. Let's skip this ad real quick. Hold on 1 second. We're going to get to it just now. You heard? Hit that like button, subscribe. This is the news, the new news on Diddy. He's going to testify. Hold on, wait. Hit that like button, subscribe. This is breaking news. Your man Diddy is supposed to be testifying in court. They saying that he's testifying to get only a year sentence in jail. Who is he going to tell on? You heard? We're going to watch this. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe. As always, Let's hear what's going on.
You would expect from someone in the mafia.
I don't know that I could keep him off the stand. He is very eager to tell his story.
They're going to show that video over and over and over about what happens to women that won't change their stories.
His reputation is over.
The United States government, they start making this case as a takedown of a successful black man.
TMZ presents The Downfall of Diddy, The Indictment, available Thursday night on Tubi. I have interviewed a lot of people for this documentary, and a lot of them have said game over after they saw the Cassie video. Does this compel you to put him on the stand and explain it?
I don't know that I could keep him off the stand.
Damn.
I think he is very eager to tell his story. And I think he will tell every part of his story, including what you see on the video. So I expect it's going to be explained by the both of us.
It's kind of breathtaking that what you're telling me is that Diddy is going to take the stand and he will be cross-examined about this video, about the violence in the video, about the freak-offs, about allegedly blowing up a car, all of those things. That feels kind of dicey.
He has his story, and he has a story that I think only he can tell in the way he can tell it in real time. And it's a human story. It's a story of love. It's a story of hurt. It's a story of heartbreak. I mean, when he describes that relationship, the word he uses more than any other word is heartbreak. He was heartbroken. She was heartbroken.
All right, so that's what's going on, man. They saying that your man Diddy is very eager to testify. Give me 1 second. I got some more shit to pull up. And do y'all think that will help the diddler? Do y'all believe him testifying will get him less time in jail?
Well, just calling a spade, Diddy ain't said shit. Some random white dude just said he's more than willing to take the stand. I mean, I don't know if he's an attorney, if he's a news reporter. I don't know who that man was.
All right, well, this is some more information right here. This is from Newsweek. It says Sean Diddy Combs is reportedly yearning to take the stand and prove his innocence in court, and that man is Diddy's lawyer. That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
In the trailer for new TMZ Studios documentary, which we just watched, the 54-year-old's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, shared that Diddy will testify in court. The disgraced rapper, that's crazy, has been charged with multiple crimes and is awaiting trial at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. He has been denied bail numerous times. I don't know that I could keep him off the stand, is what my son Super Mario just said. I think he is very eager to tell his story. All right, so basically everybody's getting they stories from what we just watched on that. All right, so I'm pretty sure everything is going to say the same thing. Do y'all believe Diddy will bring down everybody that had anything to do with him having these freak-offs? Do y'all believe that he has damning information about the different political niggas and high-ranking officials and all that other shit that he may be telling on? What do y'all believe? That's my question. Daryl, people said we're way past Cassie. We are way past Cassie. And that's why he's locked up right now. All right? So let me know what y'all feel in the comments. Do y'all feel like Diddy's going to get less time for bringing more people down? Or do y'all feel like that nigga should just take his time quietly? Let me know.
But even what they just said, it didn't sound like they were saying Diddy's gonna blow the whistle on the higher ups part of the sex network. It sounded like he said he's willing to defend his innocence about his relationship. So I mean, it sounds like he's stupid enough to take the stand to try to defend himself. Now, if he's gonna snitch on everybody on some Jeffrey Epstein type stuff, I think he's gonna get the Jeffrey Epstein type treatment.
The treatment? You think he may get the treatment now? What we said yesterday was the man definitely is on suicide watch. He's not eating food. He feels like he'll be poisoned at any given time.
They already setting it up. They
Right.
already setting up the play. We got him on suicide watch. We think he might harm himself. As soon as word gets out, he's snitching on some billionaires. Hey, his freaky ass gonna be found in a cell with 50
Go ahead.
bottles of baby oil, his belt wrapped around his neck, and his meat exposed. Pause.
I mean,
Stuff deletion.
dude, if he really do have information, the best way to silence it is to make sure he can't talk.
Nah, facts.
I
Yo,
mean-
look. All they gotta say is he slipped on some goddamn baby oil in the cell, champ. Yo, listen, he snuck baby oil in the cell, and this is what he slipped on. I'm not gonna lie, he slipped on that, champ. He did.
He slipped on baby oil. We found him deceased with his cheeks exposed. We don't know what happened.
If that
He went out the same
happened,
way he lived,
diabolical.
goddammit. He went out the same way he lived.
You live by the slippery sword. Well, I guess you should pass away from that slippery sword as well, champ. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's about right.
Glad the impaler is about to get to his ass.
Champ. That nigga is scared for his yams right now, as well he should be. I'm not gonna lie. You've been greased up for years, Diddy. All right, you've been shiny.
That's the thing.
You've been shiny
I don't
chested
think
for
Diddy's
years.
ever been built for it.
You said what?
I don't think Diddy was ever built for jail ever. Like,
Bro,
Yeah.
this
That's
is
why
why.
I think it might not be conspiratorial that they placed him on self-deletion
stop.
watch.
Come sit down.
right.
You don't eat
Yeah.
nobody else snacks.
A
I mean,
dude
we're
like
talking
that,
about
who got
somebody
the
who had a
world
mansion.
at his hands, he got jets,
Right.
he got money. For him to be in a cage, like, oh, his
Bro, I'm
mental
not trading my
ain't
mansion for a cell ever. I don't care what happens.
Yo, bro, this is why I be thinking, right? And I be like, damn, like if I had that much money, I'd be far away from a gangster as possible, bro. Like these niggas, like the nigga Diddy wasn't a gangster until he got all that bread. Like let's get that straight. Like nigga, he got bread. He changed because he got power, bro. Know what I'm
That's why I
saying?
say
Like
power corrupts.
that shit is corny. It's corny.
Right.
No. It don't corrupt because to corrupt means that this person never thought about being that before until you corrupted them. No, my nigga. I believe that like just like I said earlier, we have an infatuation with gangsters. We have an infatuation with drug dealers. We have an infatuation with niggas with power. We have that infatuation. So he's always wanted to be this diabolical nigga.
But what I'm saying
but he
is
just
it
couldn't.
corrupts the mind to the point where you actually have the ability now to do these things. Like, just thinking it is nothing, right? I could be broken thinking about all the other things. I can't do it. But if I have the money and the means to, now I can do it. You see what I'm saying?
That's facts.
True.
That's
The
facts.
access.
Yeah,
Right.
Hey,
that's facts.
That's why a lot of people who go from rags to riches, they overdose. Because, hey, if I'm poor, I can only afford this amount of perkies. But if I got an unlimited budget and I don't know
Right.
how to,
What?
deal with it, then
I can go crazy.
I'm ODing in the bathtub.
What? I'm going crazy. I'm immediately going crazy. But these are people that always wanted to go crazy though, bro. Like you gotta
Right.
understand.
No,
bro.
I
Like,
agree.
yeah, like a nigga that never wanted to. Well, I can't say that a person can't be corrupted, bro, because I'm pretty sure niggas wasn't thinking about bodying Dolph until that 100,000 came up, and niggas was like, oh, your word, like, all right, yeah, like, cool, like, so that probably, you know what I'm saying, that's probably true, but nigga like me, like, I just can't be corrupted, bro. So
But you have morals and
it's
conviction.
very, yeah, bro. Like I don't give a fuck how much money it is, bro. Because if you could be moved with money, that means your cheeks could be moved funny. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like if you could be moved for 100,000, nah, facts, bro. If you could be moved for 100,000 to body somebody and risk your freedom, and you got kids and all that, you would take that same 100,000 for somebody to clap them cheeks. I'm not gonna lie, you would, bro. You know what I'm saying, like if that's how you moving, then that's how you moving, bro. It's very easy. You know what I'm saying, it's much more easy to get them cheeks clapped than it is to actually walk down and body somebody. So imagine how many niggas probably would take that 100,000, champ. You feel me? Like real talk, bro. Like nigga walk down and murder this nigga in cold blood, bro, for 100,000. Nigga only got 800. Imagine what he would do for a Klondike bar. I'm not gonna lie. Just imagine what the nigga would do for a Klondike bar, man. A lot.
That part is, even if he got the 100,000, you know he would have tricked off the money.
Bro,
Come on.
Oh, for sure.
all them niggas wanted to do was take pictures with the money phone, champ. All they wanted to do was spread hundreds on their arm, champ. That's all they wanted to do was spread a line of hundreds. You know what I'm saying? It's corny shit, bro. But this is the shit that niggas always wanted to do. So it's not really, to me, it's not really corruption. They just found a way as somebody that'll pay for them to do it, bro. But they always wanted to live a certain life. They always wanted to be a gangster. Niggas always, like, this shit is just, it's whack, bro. Like, this shit is really terrible, my nigga. It's really terrible. Daryl people, hold on, wait. Daryl people says, that's the same thing I say about Hernandez. Go Vaughn. I have money and this big opportunity. Why am I going to have to prove I'm hard? Nah, facts. Yo, listen, it because that's what niggas want to be from jump. If you was never a tough nigga, 9 times out of 10, that's one of your dreams, to be able to be one of them tough niggas that control shit and everybody know that you the man, everybody afraid of you and niggas respect you and all that other shit, bro. Like, but if you live that life already, like, I already lived that shit, bro. Like, and I know that shit is stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I be laughing at niggas like, oh, that's what you really want to do? Guess what, nigga? I have nothing right now, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have nothing right now. And that's what happens to all them niggas that have control and they end up living that life 9 times out of 10. When niggas get my age, niggas about to be 40 years old, niggas be 40 years old with bad credit and nothing. The fuck is you talking about? Bad credit and nothing.
Wait, time out. You how old?
I'm about to be 40, nigga. I'm about to be 38, nigga.
Damn.
On my soul. Nigga say, got this shit. Like, god damn, nigga. Damn, nigga, what the fuck? I turned into Don Cheadle on y'all niggas like, yo, what? Damn, nigga, you trying to, you know what I mean? You trying to disrespect, bro. Come on, man. Like, nigga said, nah, bro. I was just like, damn. Like,
hey, it's all good. I'm going to turn 30 in about a week.
Yo, salute to you.
My life flashing before my eyes.
Yo, listen, man. This shit gets very different when you hit that year 30, champ. Everything gets different. Everything changes. You're about to see, but it's in a good way, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, you already on a good path, son. So, you know what I'm saying, not too much going to change. But my 20s was different. Like, nigga, I was really still trying to be. Like, I tell niggas all the time, bro, like, this shit, bro, we see this shit every day, bro. I was doing the same shit. I was trying to be a rapper, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wanted an ill story to tell. I wanted to be able to say shit and niggas believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the shit is proven. You know what I'm saying? The shit is proven. And I end up doing dumbass shit. But that's all part of the game.
We all perish for lack of knowledge, right?
On my soul, Ray-Ban says there's no retirement plan in being a gangster. There isn't, bro. There isn't, bro. I tell niggas all the time, the reason why a nigga was fucked up for a minute, because I didn't believe I was going to see the age of 21. I got shot when I was 14. I didn't believe I was going to see the age 21. Nigga, I already saw death at 14. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had nothing, to me, I had nothing to live for. Like, it was just survival every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's really what it turned into, bro. And there's no retirement plan in that at all. Nigga could have went to college, nigga. I could have been a dentist, nigga. On my soul, like, I could have been a real ill dentist right now, nigga, collecting $100K.
You know, I have a question for you, though.
What's poppin'?
So, if you were in a different, like, environment, and everybody else, like, did not think that way, I mean, would you as a person still, like, have gone down the same route as you did? Or would you have changed?
For me, I would say it probably depends on the influence. If I was listening to the same music that I was still listening to, probably.
Right.
Probably.
So
bro.
it's
Like, I blame Jadakiss and Biggie and, like, I blame them niggas, bro. Like, 10 crack commandments, like all that shit, bro, taught me how to sell crack. This is real talk, bro. All these niggas talking about all these ounces of crack and how these niggas be pushing weight. It was bro, I didn't grow up with people.
Jay-Z literally called one of his albums The Blueprint, right?
Bro, I did not grow up with that type of family. Ain't none of my family sold crack. Ain't none of my family. Niggas had honest jobs and all that, bro. I'm keeping 100, bro. I didn't come from that.
So it's the influence over
but the shit
everything, right?
The shit was right down the block, though. Like, not on my block, but it was right down the block. You know what I'm saying? So it was like all I really had to do was be old enough to walk down the block to get to see it. But I was filtering my mind with straight bullshit, music shit, bullshit. Like, this is what I became. Like, this is what I wanted to be, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was nobody was gonna tell me that I wasn't gonna be a rapper. And then the old head niggas was like, well, you can't rap about shit that you don't do. That was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, word, all right, copy, I'm robbing all you niggas next week. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get wild cracks. I'm about to, like, that shit was just what it was. Word, all right, copy. I bet y'all niggas respect me next week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it was, bro. Like, and niggas was respecting me by the next week. Fuck is you talking about? Like, running down on you niggas.
So
you know
it
what I'm
was
saying?
like the influence, the surrounding area, like everything culminated to make you.
At the end of the
Right.
day, Black
Yeah.
Americans are not satisfied with mediocrity. We all strive for success. And if you lose the lottery of life and you're born and raised in the ghetto, they give you false idols and false modicums of success.
No,
So
that's
if
a
you
fact.
think my only avenue to be successful is to dribble a ball, go NFL, be a rapper, or sell some crack, well, goddamn it, my jump shot ain't that good. I'm getting too old to be NFL. I should have been training for that 10 years ago. I guess I got to be a rapper or sell crack.
Son.
That's the only
Right.
modicums of success.
My grandfather told me at 10 years old I wasn't going to be tall enough for the NBA. I had asthma, so I wasn't going to the NFL. Straight like that. He told me that shit at 10 years old. Nigga, you got bad asthma. You're not playing football. You're not going to be 6-0. Like, so get that shit out your mind. After that, it was, well, what else am I good at? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it was, bro. It's just listening to all these shit. Like, this shit is.
And
this
that's
shit
why
is
we say
crazy.
we can blame the rappers, because naturally you're going to look at somebody who has success and try to emulate that success. So
Oh,
if
That's
the
gotta
rapper
be
was
me.
talking about, hey, be an entrepreneur, sell some t-shirts, start a YouTube channel, start a podcast, blase, blase, then we would know about different avenues of success.
Niggas knew about nothing but selling work, champ. That's niggas is that's all we listening to 24 hours a day. 24
Programming,
hours a
psychological.
day, programming you. Like, nigga, I'm listening to Gucci Mane in the actual trap house, like, on my soul. Anybody that was there tell you. I was listening to Gucci Mane songs of him selling crack while I'm selling, like, bro, it was like, bro, this shit is diabolical the way that shit gets you. You know what I'm saying? It's diabolical, bro. But that's really, I'm not gonna say that that's all we got, but I mean that's all niggas is telling you that we have. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do this type of content and I let y'all know that all this shit is stupid. Look at these niggas. These niggas is stupid. They chasing clout. This shit is not cool. I tell niggas to go and be a janitor, bro. Nigga, you'll make more money being a janitor than being out on the street. I'm telling you, you will, bro. I'm telling you, you will, bro.
Be a janitor, stack your money, build your credit, start your own LLC, then bid on government contracts. Next thing you know, you're making $200,000 a year as a janitor, hiring subcontractors to go clean the jobs for you.
On my soul. On my soul. This nigga stupid. Michael Childress is. Daryl People says, deep in the streets, my family didn't think I'll make it to C21, bro. I'm 50. I got my itch together and I'm at peace. Yeah, man. That's really all it's about. At the end of the day, bro, is finding your peace. Finding your peace of mind, champ. Word, pause. Finding your peace of mind
He said we
is
wasn't supposed to make it past 25. The
On my
joke's
soul.
on you. We still alive. Let's
on
go.
my soul.
Let's go. Yeah, most people don't understand. I mean, it's one of those things where, just like Kendrick said, let the party die. You know, some of these niggas should just be unalived, but I still have empathy for them because they know not what they do. If they knew better, most likely they do better. Some people, you can lead a horse to the water and they still won't drink, but
Right.
you know, a lot of these people are programmed, no role models, no parental structure,
right.
highly suggestible, taking
Mm-hmm.
in marketing that's diabolically aimed at driving you towards prison so that then you are a legal slave working for pennies a day. I mean, it's a crazy system.
Well, it's funny when you really think about it. It's like, what are they showing you? Bright, flashy, shiny, beautiful, like all the alluring things in life. than anybody would want. I mean, if it's not designed that way, then it is not going to be that like effective.
Exactly.
On my soul. Daryl People said, I wanted to jump off the porch at 13. My family had federal jobs, police lawyers, and could have played football when was in the papers. Many schools were coming to my house talking to my parents. Stupid. Yo, bro, listen, man. I got accepted into like 4 colleges, bro, and did not go. On my soul. I'm like, nigga, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I was already making a little bit of cheese. I was like, nah, I'm cool, bro. And I just graduated from weed to crack. That was my graduation. You know what I'm saying? This shit, like I said, bro, this shit is just trash. I hope we can move away from that type of thinking because that's the shit that's really damaging us for real. Just like I told niggas yesterday, when we was talking about Mayor Adams, right? When the nigga was, he was taking pride in it, or he was taking what's it called, bro? God damn it. Anyway, they were saying that it's because of him that the violence went down after COVID in New York, and I was telling niggas, nah, the reason why violence went down because everybody was scamming heavy. It was 17, 18-year-old niggas with 50,000, 60,000. Know what I'm saying? Just having it, bro. Like nigga, I didn't hear about Balenciagas and Amiris until COVID, bro. But keep it 100 with you, bro. The little niggas put me on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, them niggas was buying the shit. Amiri and Balenciaga and all this other shit. Like, niggas was getting flea. So niggas didn't have time to really be outside shooting each other. Niggas was all getting money. It was niggas that had beef before COVID, that niggas didn't have beef after COVID because everybody was getting bread. Niggas was riding around in Lamborghini, not Lamborghinis, but like Benzes and shit, BMWs. These are niggas' first cars. Niggas is 17, 18 years old buying them shits out cash. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of my niggas is locked up right now.
Didn't know that was a trap that was orchestrated. You think they accidentally made it easy to rip off the PPP loan system? They did that by design because they knew you take the money, and then a couple years later they gonna catch up with your ass.
And nigga, that shit was unemployment shit was wilding too. Like, bro, like niggas was really tweaking. Know what I mean? But the point that I'm trying to make is that's the reason why niggas wasn't beefing. That's the reason why the violence was down, is because the hood was getting money. If the hood was getting money all the time, it really wouldn't be reason for niggas to be out committing crimes, bro. Like, that's just what I saw. I saw it firsthand.
Sociology 101. Any population, any demographic will feud over scarce resources. That's why the projects, the ghetto was set up the way it is. A bunch of people in a small area fighting for scarce resources.
On my soul. But I believe if you put more resources there, bro, niggas would live in harmony. I seen it. Niggas was not beefing, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, like, y'all niggas just had beef before, but this nigga taught somebody that taught him how to get the bread, so now he's showing a little bit of respect for the other side, bro. Niggas put me on. I got 60 bands. Like, I'm taking care of my moms. Like, I'm paying bills. Like, niggas have moved out the crib. Like, shit like that, bro. I mean, if there's more resources, bro, and there was more legal ways for niggas to get that much bread in the hood, it wouldn't really be too much of this shit, bro. Like, what am I taking 100,000 for to body Dolph if, nigga, I'm making that shit in, 2 years or a year and a half or whatever? Nigga, if I'm seeing thousands of dollars a week, why am I even doing that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so now we connect the dots, right? Big population, small area, limited resources. Then we're going to pump illegal guns there, make it easy for them to access those firearms. Then through the music, not only do we program them to do criminal behavior, but we program them to be drug addicts. So now they're under the influence and even more highly suggestible, and they got guns, and they high, and they feuding. That's how we get them niggas to enslave themselves.
On my soul.
Exactly.
On my soul is really no way to combat that shit, bro. Like, the shit been happening since before time. Like, since before our time, at least. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's really no way to combat that shit, bro. They're paying niggas that's doing this music. Niggas getting bread for making this type of music. I was getting bread for making that type of music. You know what I'm saying? And if I made music tomorrow, guess what's gonna be in my lyrics, crack, guns. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's just like when I start rapping, that's just what come out now, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Guns, drugs, running down on niggas. Shit is, bro. It's not gonna change, bro. It's just not gonna change, bro. Niggas is not about to dance to "I Had a Dream" type lyrics, bro. Niggas is not trying to hear that, which is fucked up. But that's just the way it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is, bro. This shit not gonna change, bro.
But at the end of the day, this is rather recent. You know, hip hop is only 50 years old. They
Right.
found a way to take something that was grassroots, empowering for our community, and weaponize it and mechanize it and profiteer off of it and use it against us. And there is a way to turn it around. I mean, we even had music in the 80s and the 90s that was still, you know, feel good, shorty shaking ass, twerking to it, but it's not necessarily so derogatory. It's not necessarily so minstrel-esque. So there is a way for us to get back to that music, but the people who produce the music is them small half folks that don't want to see us be successful. So until we actually own our own record label, I mean, what the closest people we got to owning their own record label, black folks, is Jay-Z and Diddy. And Diddy is a freaking nature, and Jay-Z is a COINTELPRO Negro sold out to the NFL and everybody in between. So it's like, until we have control over our own media, it'll never change.
You know what? I place a lot of blame. Like, I place the majority of the blame on us, bro. Like, I really don't like the boogeyman shit because it's like, yeah, them niggas own this shit, but what like what could they do, son, if we all was making positive music? Like, if we all made positive music, them niggas would have no choice. If it was popularity and popular to be positive, they would have no choice, bro. Like, they would have no choice but to really be paying niggas to make their music. You know what I'm saying? So I believe is niggas like us fault, bro. Niggas that make the music, bro. When I was writing for niggas, when I was signed to Island Def Jam, bro, I was doing the same shit. Not gonna lie, bro. Like, I was writing the same way that I rap. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was picking this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Is I believe it boils down to us, bro. Like, if niggas change, they will have
What comes first,
no
the chicken
choice.
or the egg?
Right.
It's,
That's what I
it's
was
the
going to
whole
say.
chicken or the egg principle, because I can tell you that a young person born and raised in the hood or not, a young black child only sees the rapper's gold and jewelry and wealth
Right.
and abundance and success, and that is what makes them suggestible and open to the programming. If there's a black boy raised in the suburbs, well, he's gonna listen to that cooking crack music in a way that this is like reality TV. This is
Right,
like entertainment.
See,
This is like,
right,
oh, I get to dip in and feel these emotions. But
right,
for somebody living in the ghetto, they think that's their way out.
that's
right.
exactly what I was going to say because that happened to me. Like again, I knew where I lived, obviously as a tourist town. I mean, nothing really serious is going on. I live in one of the states that has the lowest gun crime violence. Like, I know that's never going to happen to me. Like, as much as I would want it to happen, it's not going to happen to me. You know what I'm saying? That's just not my reality. So I think again, in the long time, it's let them eat cake. If they want to do it, and they're already going to do it anyways, might as well facilitate it, right?
Nah, facts. That's facts.
So I mean, that's where I see it from. Again, I mean, uh, like I said, I was born in a big city and moved to a small town, and yeah, I couldn't do that anymore. It was not possible. So I don't know. I think it's nature, nurture, and your own mentality.
Give me
All
one
I
second.
know is we wasn't acting like this in the 1960s or the 50s or the 40s nor the 30s nor the 18. We were inventors and lawyers and doctors building Greensboro-esque Black Wall Streets all across the nation. It's not until we grassroots global music phenomenon, and they find a way to weaponize it. They cherry pick one underprivileged soul out of this ghetto. We're going to give them mass wealth and influence. They're not going to care because they're living comfortably, and they don't even realize we're giving them millions because we're going to recoup it by the millions of black boys and girls they lead to the private prison industrial complex or through the judicial system. So, it's a wicked game.
Fair enough.
And then you can say, well, hey, it's the parents' job to raise their children and protect them against this
Exactly.
negative influence and shit. Well, if the parents weren't raised by parents, how do they know? Where do they begin?
It's a cyclical system that will not get fixed until somebody decides to break the norm.
Exactly. It's about being better than the next generation. Motherfuckers been deliberating for a hot minute though. They thinking about it. They said, I have some doubt. Wait, hold up. But Dolph, but being real. We want to
Right.
be real.
Right. That's my thing is, especially when it's a big name person, like I always feel like more people just want to wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? Like get some justice on it. But I don't know. You're right with the doubt. That might throw a little wrench in it.
It's interesting to say the least. Very, very interesting.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't really follow the P&B Rock thing. I just saw the article like 2 days ago, but was it as convoluted as this, or was it like straight up no mask? Like, I don't remember.
I didn't follow that at all, but I think it was more of like a crime of passion, like spur of the moment. Oh, he's gonna be over here. Let's go rob him. Let's go jack him. Oh, he's resisting. Let's shoot him. It wasn't as orchestrated as like someone. I mean, and again, it could have been, but it didn't come off as orchestrated like it was a hitman type job.
That's what I'm thinking too, because I was just like, how did I not hear about the trial and how did it get wrapped up this quickly? I was like, kind of shocked. I thought at least they came in with mask and, kind of did the same situation.
Yeah.
But hey, shit. 31 years. I would have to say, in terms of justice, I mean, if they got him and everything was dead to rights, I mean, that's still some time.
Yeah, shoot, I'd say 25 to life at least. But some people have been saying that there's a death penalty in that state or jurisdiction or whatever.
Yes, Memphis has the death penalty, but I think they moved it to Nashville, but I think it still falls underneath Memphis.
Damn.
And again, too, like I said, we're talking about
Avery,
the
salute.
South.
Daryl, people said I had this conversation last night where some single parents have to work to keep the house going. The dad isn't always there, so shit happens. Just a thought. I'm not gonna lie, my pops worked mad hours. But at the same time, even if he was around more, which I think he was around more than enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I lived with the nigga, I seen him and shit. You know what I'm saying? The nigga put a lot of he instilled good morals and values in me. That shit just ain't help. The one thing that I feel like black parents don't do is they don't teach us a lot about the shit that we need to know. They teach us about survival, but they don't really teach us about success. So all the credit shit I didn't know about, just different shit about like growing up and like really like, you know what I'm saying, bills and how to structure your bread and now I'm saying investing and all this other shit, bro. I didn't know. Like, you know what I'm saying, like niggas don't be knowing about that shit. So I feel like a lot of black niggas end up getting kicked out at an early age, whether it be 18 or whatever the case may be, and niggas out in the world that they know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I got kicked out of my crib when I was 17. As soon as I was finished high school, bro, that shit was it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know nothing but to get a job, but I didn't know nothing about nothing, bro. Like, I feel like that's the problem, bro. Like, niggas, whether it's the mom or the dad, bro, like, we're not teaching our kids about success. We teaching them how to survive, how to fight, how to make ketchup stretch. You got to put water in it, or you got to shake the bottle up, like different stupid shit like that we teaching our, nah, for real, bro. Like we really be teaching our, like they really be teaching us this shit, but we don't know how to really be successful, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had both parents until I was 11. My moms and my pops broke up when I was 11, and I ended up living with my pops. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, whether it was moms or pops or both, I feel like black parents don't really teach us the shit that we really need to know going forward in life. I don't know why. Like, nigga, I had the biggest crib in, like, on my block, like in my neighborhood. Like, I had the biggest crib. Niggas had bikes. Niggas had 2 cars, 2-car garage. I had dogs my whole life. Like, I had snakes. I had pets. I had Sega Genesis. I had all that shit. But niggas wasn't teaching niggas how to get that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Niggas wasn't teaching niggas how to get that shit, bro. And I feel like that's the problem, too, as well. Like, if niggas knew a bit more, I think niggas would have more to choose from. The only niggas that's teaching us how to be successful is niggas, and especially at that time without no internet, it was just rap. Them niggas was the only rich niggas getting it that we saw. Just a fact.
I agree, and I definitely appreciate this conversation, but I gotta go to class, so
No
I gotta head
doubt, no
out.
doubt, no doubt. I'm probably gonna head out too in a minute, man. I'm trying to wait to see how long they gonna take with this verdict, but this just goes to show y'all that there's some doubt about.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
What are you in school for, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm going back for cybersecurity.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I'm
that's
doing
what's
a right now I'm taking an online full stack development course since I got some projects I want to learn how to do on my
Right.
own. But yeah, it's dope. More black folks getting into tech.
oh my
Hey, I
soul.
got a lot of people of color in my class, so you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels good.
Yep, that's the future right there. Shoot, when I was a kid, my dad sat us down in the summertime when we were like 7, and gave us that Mavis
Mavis
Beacon teach us
Beacon,
typing.
champ. Mavis
Yeah,
Beacon.
And one
Woo.
summer, all of us learned how to type and shit. But now the way the future's going, me learning the basic skills to type nowadays, the way that looks is all children should know how to code off rip.
Right.
That's a
I
fact.
gotta know how to code.
That's a fact.
Hey, I always tell people if you could take apart a computer, put it back together, you can upgrade it, you could fix it, you can learn all that stuff, and you can make a business out of it. It's just that simple.
On my soul. On my soul.
So,
Well, I'm going to keep an eye out for this verdict. And when they come with the verdict, pause, I'll shoot back live or whatever. I'll be home today. I just called out of work, so you know what I'm saying.
all right, I'll
That's
catch you
that.
even if I'm in class. So.
All right, bet. Yo, y'all niggas hit that like button, subscribe. I'll be back on in a minute. All right, salute.